Chapter 1022. Inside, the heavenly mountaining Qingyu chatted with a few old men on the boat. Not long after he arrived at the flame sun heavenly mountain, he was called away by those old men and said that they would take him to meet other people. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei were arranged to stay in a cave residence. The interior of the cave residence is very good. Even though it is inside the cave, the rooms are very comfortable and warm. Living in this flame sun heavenly mountain is indeed very helpful to those who cultivate flame. Xiao Yuanmei and Qin Yun are in the same room. She took out her small mirror and said, "Brother, this flame sun heavenly mountain should have a very large energy source. Do you want to go and check it out?" Xiao Yuanmei is a very curious person. Moreover, she likes to take risks. She is now very interested in the flame sun heavenly mountain. Now that they are in the cave of the flame sun heavenly mountain, it is very easy to enter the flame sun heavenly mountain to investigate. Qin Yun was also very curious, but he did not want to go in and investigate. Now that Xiao Yuanmei mentioned it, he has the urge to go in and investigate. "All right, I will accompany you to investigate," Qin Yun said with a smile and gently pinched Xiao Yuanmei's cheeks. "You also want to go?" Xiao Yuanmei said with a smile. We will leave later." Qin Yun said with a smile. "We have to be a bit secretive. Otherwise, if we cause some accident, it will be very troublesome." "I understand." Xiao Yuanmei shook her small mirror and said with giggle, "Brother, my mirror can find the energy source. I will go and take a look. I won't cause any damage." Xiao Yuanmei is also very impatient. She is sitting on the table, swinging her legs and eating fruits while waiting for night to descend. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is a 9-sun sect. The strongest 9-sun sect is located in Divine Desolate. 9-sun sect's 9-sun inheritance can be said to be spread all over the 9 Desolate. This flame Sun Heavenly Mountain can become the lair of a 9-sun sect. There must be something special about it. Xiao Yuanmei said, "You mean that flame sun heavenly mountain is related to the sun?" Qin Yun said in amazement, "Very likely. In short, 9-sun sect is very mysterious. Unfortunately, one of them was destroyed. It is said that the 9-sun sect has a total of 9 inheritances. Now, one of them has been lost, and the other 8 are still there." Xiao Yuanmei said, "Could it be that this flame sun heavenly mountain is hiding some secret?" Qin Yun became even more curious. "Not necessarily, but the inheritance of the flame sun heavenly mountain is definitely related to this mountain. Let's go in and take a look," Xiao Yuanmei said. Qin Yun closed his eyes and felt the warm current inside. He said, "The energy inside is indeed very strange. It carries a very strong sun power. However, that sun power is not that easy to absorb. He had the 9 yang divine spirit, so he could only barely absorb it. It's not just difficult to absorb, it's impossible to absorb," Xiao Yuanmei said. "Absorbing the energy of this flame sun heavenly mountain requires a special cultivation method or formation. Qin Yun had the 9 yang divine spirit, so he could absorb a little. Xiao Yuanmei didn't have it, so she couldn't absorb it. At night, everyone was resting, so Su Luan and the others wouldn't suddenly come. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei waited until late at night before they started moving. They are now inside a cave. As long as they go a bit deeper, they will be able to reach the center of the flame sun heavenly mountain. The center of the flame sun heavenly mountain is definitely hollow. Flames are spewing out from the hole in the center of the mountain. Qin Yun used mysterious penetration divine ability and brought Xiao Yuanmei through the thick rocks. After less than half an hour, they finally arrived at the center of the flame sun heavenly mountain. They are now inside a sea of red flames. Qin Yun released the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet and wrapped it around him and Xiao Yuanmei's body. Then he tied a rope made of dragon tendon to the wall and hung the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet. The rope made of dragon tendon can become very long. It can stretch and stretch according to Qin Yun's control. Moreover, it is very flame resistant. This way, when Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei come up, They will be able to remember where they came from and return to the cave. Brother, aren't you afraid that there will be some monster below? Xiao Yuemei said with smile. If there is a monster, you will definitely find it. Qin Yun said with smile. Xiao Yuemei is holding a small mirror in one hand and holding a groove on the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet with the other hand. Although the mouth of the goblet is wide open, there is a layer of barrier surrounding it, so they won't be burned by the flames coming from below. Xiao Yuemei can see whether or not there are spirit bodies nearby through her mirror. If there are, it means that there is something. Flames are coming up. Qin Yun suddenly yelled. Qin Yun let Ling Yuner use Nether Sun's gravity to make the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet produce a kind of gravitational force, making the flames go around the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet. At the same time, he also used gravity to stabilize the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet so that it won't be blown up. After more than an hour, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei finally arrived at the bottom of the goblet. This is a several million meters deep place. There is a huge golden sphere below. Moreover, its surface is cracked. Could this be the core of the flame, sun, heavenly mountain? Xiao Yuemei looked at the golden sphere and asked. It should be, it is cracked. What does this mean? Qin Yun looked at the cracks and said in amazement. The core is very big, several thousand meters wide. Its surface is releasing golden light. From time to time, the cracked core will tremble. When it trembles, it will spew out a large amount of flames and rush towards the top. This place is very hot. Luckily, the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet can resist the heat. Ling Yun suddenly said, Little Yun, this core is the core of a huge star. I don't know why, but it was sealed here as an energy source. This core should be a very good quality star core. Now, it has become unstable. Xiao Yuemei tightly held her mirror and saw that her lily-white hand is unceasingly trembling. Brother, I feel that this core will explode very soon. At that time, the entire flame, sun, heavenly mountain will be finished. Xiao Yuemei suddenly yelled in alarm. Yuemei, are you sure? Qin Yun took a deep breath and said, If this is the case, we must quickly inform Senior Su. I have time martial spirit. I can only vaguely foresee that in the near future, this mountain will explode. As for the exact time, I still don't know. Xiao Yuemei's face is filled with worry as she said, We should quickly go up. This core will explode very soon. Doesn't that mean that the flame, sun, heavenly mountain will be finished? Qin Yun exclaimed in admiration. Indeed, we should quickly go up and inform Senior Su. Xiao Yuemei said. All right. Qin Yun nodded. Qin Yun controlled the dragon tendon and quickly pulled the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet up. More than an hour later, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei returned to the secret room in the mountain cave. Yuemei, can you confirm when the core will explode? Qin Yun asked. I will give a try. I am not very familiar with the usage of time martial spirit, but if there is really danger approaching, time martial spirit will remind me of the danger. Xiao Yuemei closed her eyes and frowned. Qin Yun patiently waited on the side. It is now very late at night, but outside it is very bright. Because from time to time, Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will spray out flames that illuminate the entire Flame Sun Island. Everyone on the island is doing all kinds of things. They don't know about the situation of the Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Early in the morning, Xiao Yuemei opened her eyes. Her face is filled with grave expression as she said in low voice, In 4 days, the core of the Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will explode and release berserk energy. At that time, the entire Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will split open and the entire island will be destroyed. I have Heaven and Earth Devil Sealing Goblet. Even if it explodes, I won't have any problem. But others will definitely be finished. Qin Yun said with frown, If the Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is finished, who will take the lead and unite with other 9 sun sects to build Starry Sky Road? Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will evacuate now. There is still time. Quickly go and find Senior Su. Xiao Yuemei said. All right. Qin Yun hastily opened the door and left. Su Luan is sitting in the living room. He saw Qin Yun come out and said with smile, Pagoda Master Qin, did you sleep well last night? After he finished speaking, he saw that Qin Yun's expression is not right. He hastily asked, Pagoda Master Qin, what happened? Are you not used to it? Qin Yun anxiously said, Senior Su, you might not believe it, but Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will be finished in 4 days. Hearing this, Su Luan became stunned. Then he said with smile, Pagoda Master Qin, it is so early in the morning, yet you are playing this kind of joke on me. Xiao Yuanmei said with grave expression, Senior Su, this is not a joke. This is the truth. I can foresee the future. Do you remember how I defeated Su Xiaoba? It is because I can foresee the future. Of course, I cannot foresee the future immediately. I can only foresee the next moment and the next few days. The smile on Su Luan's face suddenly disappeared. His expression gradually became grave as he said, 2 friends? Are you really not joking? He still trusts Qin Yun very much. This is definitely not a joke. I asked Senior Su to discuss with the elders of Flame, Sun Heavenly Mountain, and evacuate as soon as possible. Qin Yun said, At that time, the entire Flame Sun Island will be destroyed. Xiao Yuanmei urged, You must hurry. There are many people on the island. All right, I will go. Oh, that's right. Can you two also come with me? Su Luan said, Let's go. Qin Yun nodded. He saw the crack on the surface of the core. It is definitely not fake. Ling Yuner also said that the core is very unstable and will erupt very soon. Su Luan brought Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei out of the cave and headed to a large cave at a higher place. This is the residence of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's sect master. Knowing that Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is about to be destroyed, Su Luan is extremely flustered. While on the road, he sent sound transmission to many elders and core disciples, telling them to gather at the main hall. Because this is an urgent matter, sect master and other elders arrived very quickly. After they arrived, Su Luan immediately informed everyone about the matter of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's imminent destruction. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's sect master is a tall and robust old man with a large beard. He laughed loudly and said, Senior Su, quickly talk about the proper matter. Don't joke around like this. Others also roared with laughter. Chapter 10:23. Love and Disbelief. Flame Sun Sect Master said with smile, Senior Su, our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is very stable. How can it explode? If we really want to destroy it, it will happen after world extermination. Su Luan looked at Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei. Apparently, he also expected this result. Su Xiaoba also arrived at this time. As soon as he arrived, other young core disciples immediately greeted him. However, he raised his head and puffed out his chest, ignored these people, and arrived beside Su Luan. Other people are already used to Su Xiaoba's attitude. They only shook their heads and smiled. Qin Yun, quickly come and fight me. I want all the disciples of Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain to see with their own eyes how I defeat you. Su Xiaoba yelled at Qin Yun. The matter of him being defeated by an initial stage martial emperor has spread like wildfire in Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain, causing him to lose a lot of face. Now, he wants to fight Qin Yun even more. Everyone looked at Qin Yun in amazement and began discussing in low voice. Only the older generation here know that Qin Yun brought the blueprint of Starry Sky Road and that he is a very powerful inscription master. Others are very curious as to why Su Luan brought Qin Yun here. Qin Yun glanced at him and said, Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is about to be destroyed. Flame Sun's sect master said with frown, Pagoda Master Qin, do you have any proof for your words? Qin Yun looked at Xiao Yuanmei and signaled her to speak. Xiao Yuanmei is very good at swindling people. It is best for her to speak. Flame Sun's sect master, can you enter the bottom of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain? Xiao Yuanmei asked. This, of course, we can, but it will take 1 or 2 days to go back and forth. Moreover, we will need to use a very powerful immortal tool. Flame Sun's sect master said, and then looked at the other old men. They are also discussing through sound transmission. After a while, Flame Sun's sect master said again, if there is no other movement from Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, we will not be able to enter the bottom to investigate. Now it seems like there is no difference between flame, sun, heavenly mountain, and before. Xiao Yuanmei said, I have a foresight ability. I can foresee that Flame Sun Island will be destroyed because of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Moreover, there is a very large inner core below Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, and there are many cracks on the surface of that inner core. Hearing Xiao Yuanmei's words, those old men's expression changed one after another. Because not everyone knows that there is a huge core at the bottom of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. In 4 days, this island will be destroyed because of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Xiao Yuanmei said again, Little girl, don't talk nonsense. You are cursing our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Over the years, this Heaven Mountain has nurtured many outstanding disciples for our sect. Su Xiaoba coldly groaned and said, You are just trying to scare us. You must be jealous that we have such a good heavenly mountain. What Xiaoba said is correct. Our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is the best heavenly mountain. Although other sects also have similar heavenly mountains, they are not as good as ours. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will never be destroyed. Evacuate the entire island? If we run away and the Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain doesn't erupt, wouldn't we have wasted our time? If we retreat and the Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain doesn't explode, it might be taken by someone else. Those bastards from Gold Sun Island have been eyeing us all this time. Many young disciples don't believe Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei. Xiao Yuanmei is very angry. She delicately groaned and said, Believe it or not, it has nothing to do with me even if this island is destroyed. Su Luan believes Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei. He looked at Flame Sun's Sect Master and said in low voice, Sect Master, send people down to check. At most it will take 2 days. We will have 2 days to evacuate. Flame Sun's Sect Master secretly sent sound transmission to discuss with the elders of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. They don't want to go down. However, Su Luan said that Qin Yun is a very formidable inscription master. They all acknowledge this point, because an inscription master who can craft mysterious penetration, Dao Talisman, must have some skill. Qin Yun sent sound transmission to Su Luan. Senior Su, we had some misunderstanding and conflict before, but that is all in the past. Now, I sincerely hope that your Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain can take the lead and lead other 9 sun sects to construct the Starry Sky Road. If your Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is destroyed, we will have no choice but to cooperate with other 9 sun sects. Su Luan said, I will immediately send sound transmission to Sect Master and others. Xiao Yuanmei lightly groaned and said, It will take so long to go down, Su Xiaoba said in a very bad mood. Little girl, what do you know? The environment inside Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is very complicated. The temperature is very high and is filled with all kinds of dangers. We can't fly here. We can only use ropes to bring immortal tools down bit by bit. This caused Xiao Yuanmei to despise them even more, because Qin Yun can bring her back and forth very quickly. Naturally, she also doesn't want Qin Yun to expose Heaven and Earth Devil Sealing Goblet. It is a very dreadful immortal tool. Now they only trust Su Luan alone because Qin Yun and Su Luan signed a soul contract. Xiao Yuanmei sent sound transmission to Qin Yun. Don't care about them. Let them fend for themselves. Qin Yun originally wanted to send them down to take a look, but after thinking about it, he decided to listen to Xiao Yuanmei. Shameless Su Xiaoba, from your words, it is even more clear that you are inferior to my brother. Xiao Yuanmei made a face at Su Xiaoba and stuck out her tongue. You little girl, do you believe that I won't beat you up? Su Xiaoba shouted. Come, come, come. Xiao Yuanmei hastily hid behind Qin Yun. I won't lower myself to a woman's level. Su Xiaoba very unhappily groaned, then crossed his arms on his chest, and no longer looked at Xiao Yuanmei. After Flame Sun Sect Master finished discussing with those old men, he said, After the first sun fell some time ago, we went inside to take a look, but there was no abnormality. Now it has only been a short period of time. There shouldn't be any big changes inside. You two are telling us this because you are worried about the safety of our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Many thanks for the reminder. Oh, that's right. The sect masters of other 9 sun sects will arrive here in 3 days. Pagoda Master Qin, please attend the meeting. Qin Yun nodded and said, I will attend. Xiao Yuemei lightly groaned and said with smile, We will leave after the meeting. Then we will watch your flame, sun, heavenly mountain release fireworks from a distance. Bang! Su Xiaoba cursed in low voice. Little girl, are you cursing us? I am merely speaking the truth. It is up to you to believe it or not. Xiao Yuemei curled her lips and said. One old man's expression sank as he said, You too. Even though you are our esteemed guests, you are saying that our Flame Sun Island has been exterminated without any evidence. Please be a bit more polite. This is not a matter for children to bicker with. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. Xiao Yuemei said, and then pulled Qin Yun toward the door. These two are truly arrogant. They don't even put our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain in their eyes. Indeed, we have been in Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain for so many years. Don't tell me we don't know about this Heavenly Mountain. They just arrived not too long ago, yet they dare to say that our Heavenly Mountain is about to be exterminated. Only a fool would believe them. Then the matter of Starry Sky Road, is it reliable? Don't be deceived by them. A few old men mocked and ridiculed, then looked at Su Luan. Su Luan said, You have seen those blueprints. You can surely determine whether they are real or fake. If you don't believe them, then don't participate. They will go find other 9-sun sects anyways. Flame Sun Sect Master said, What 9-sun sects can they find? As far as I know, 100 Pagoda Sect has offended Golden Sun Sect. Other 9-sun sects have no relationship with them. How can they believe them? Senior Su, you said before that it was you who went to find him, and he told you about Starry Sky Road. Maybe this is a trap set up by him. An old man said, That's not it either. Those blueprints are very reliable. They were appraised by our inscription masters. Now the core part is in his hands. Flame Sun Sect Master said, We need a lot of materials. If our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain wants to build it, we will also have to pay a lot of resources. We don't expect 100 Pagoda Sect to help us with anything. Some young disciples of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain have heard about the legend of Starry Sky Road. They truly did not expect that the secret of Starry Sky Road would be in Qin Yun's hands. Now they understand why Su Luan brought Qin Yun back. Qin Yun is inside the cave, eating the fruits Xiao Yuemei bought. He said with smile, Yuemei, are we really going to see Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain release fireworks? Xiao Yuemei said with charming smile, Although Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's flowers are very beautiful, I feel that those old men's expressions will be even more splendid. It would be great if we could see it with our own eyes. Qin Yun said, I can bring Senior Su to take a look. Don't bring him. Xiao Yuemei rolled her eyes and hastily yelled, Oh, why? Qin Yun saw Xiao Yuemei's expression and realized what kind of wicked idea she is trying to come up with. Brother, I think all the islands of the 9-sun sects have this kind of mountain. Xiao Yuemei said, Didn't Flame Sun Sect Master say before? They went down before, and there was no abnormality. Qin Yun nodded and said, After a sun fell, they went down to take a look. Xiao Yuemei said with smile, If my guess is not wrong, the core of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain has some abnormality. It appeared a few days after the sun fell. In other words, the cores under the volcanoes of the other 9-sun sect have also cracked in the past few days. Other 9-sun sects are also going to release fireworks. Qin Yun said, If this happens, won't all the 9-sun sects suffer disastrous losses? Xiao Yuemei nodded and said, Indeed, but it is not completely impossible for them to be destroyed. After all, they're all great ancient sects. They must have countermeasures. Moreover, there must be some warning before the explosion. They should be able to protect their lives. After they become homeless, they want to go to ancient domain even more. At that time, they will be able to build the Starry Sky Road even faster. Qin Yun said with smile. While Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei are chatting in the living room, Su Luan suddenly arrived with Hua Yimei. Pagoda Master Qin. Jin Jingwei has arrived with people from Golden Sun Sect. Su Luan looked at Xiao Yuemei. He already knows that Qin Yun and Xiao Yuemei tricked Jin Jingwei. Hua Ime said in low voice. I was worried that Jin Jingwei would come to cause trouble, so I informed the elders of this matter in advance. Qin Yun said with smile. It's fine, we can deal with it. Su Luan said. Jin Jingwei only came with Golden Sun Sect's sect master. He did not mention this matter. Moreover, it seems like they're not here for the Starry Sky Road. They are here for our heavenly mountain. Xiao Yueme walked over, pulled her hand, and said with smile, although I often deceive people, I never deceive good people. You must believe me. Hua Ime nodded and said, Yueme, I believe you. I will go back now and inform my family. Su Lin also nodded towards her, allowing her to return. Qin Yun said, Elder Su, we still don't know when it will explode. If that's the case, it will be very difficult to escape from the cave of the Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. Su Luan is also very worried. He is pacing back and forth. Over the years, he has many friends in Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain, and Flame Sun Island. If it exploded in an instant, those who were not strong enough would not be able to escape. Xiao Yueme said, If there is an omen before the explosion, then there won't be any problem. I am just afraid that there won't be any. Flame Sun Island's people more or less have a bit of strength. When the time comes, they can take out large and small ships and quickly evacuate. Su Luan let out a long sigh and said, Sect Master doesn't believe us. Elder Su, go take a look and see if Golden Sun Sect's people truly want to buy Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain or not. Qin Yun thought about it and said, All right, I will go immediately. Su Luan left the cave. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme are also discussing how to swindle Golden Sun Sect. Although they will join hands with Golden Sun Sect in the future, swindling them now is not a big deal. Xiao Yueme said, Brother, let's forget about it. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain Sect Master doesn't believe us. He won't cooperate with us. There is no way we can set up a trap. Then forget about it. We will leave after the meeting is over. Qin Yun no longer thought about this matter. He sat down and began tasting the fruits. More than 2 hours later, Su Luan arrived. Su Luan very anxiously entered the cave and yelled, Pagoda Master Qin, not good. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme are somewhat amazed. They think that something bad is going to happen to Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Is the Heavenly Mountain going to explode? Xiao Yueme hastily asked. No. Golden Sun Sect and our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain are competing in inscription. We might lose. If we lose, we will have to allow Golden Sun Sect to stay in Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain, and let them use Heavenly Mountain's flame. Su Luan said, Then let them lose. Qin Yun said with smile, This, Pagoda Master Qin, can you go and give them some pointers? If our Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain wins, we will give you some benefits. Su Luan said. Qin Yun said, All right, I will go there. Xiao Yueme said with smile, I will also go. Soon after, Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme followed behind Su Luan and arrived at the palace hall. When they arrived at the entrance, they sensed a scorching hot aura. It is the heat released by the smelting furnace. 2 inscription masters are competing in forging materials. Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme entered from the side of the entrance and arrived behind Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain's people. Therefore, they were not seen by Golden Sun Sect people. They also discovered Jin Jingwei just now. He is among the crowd and is looking all around. Jin Jingwei is very concerned about Xiao Yueme. He came this time to marry her. Sect Master, how is the competition going? Su Luan looked at Flame Sun Sect Master, whose face is filled with worry, and asked in low voice. The progress is not very smooth. Now they're competing in forging materials. Our inscription masters are not as good as the other side. We will lose this round. Flame Sun Sect Master sighed and said, I thought that our inscription masters would be more or less the same as the other side. Those 2 inscription masters are only martial emperors. However, our martial emperor inscription masters are far inferior to them. This time we might lose. Another old man said with sigh, Golden Sun Sect inscription masters are higher than ours. You should not have agreed to compete. Su Luan sighed, and then looked at Qin Yun. Best of three? Qin Yun asked. Indeed. Flame Sun Sect Master looked at Qin Yun and said again, Pagoda Master Qin, do you have any way to help us win? Su Xiaoba lightly groaned and said, Golden Sun Sect's inscription masters can refine king tools. Although Qin Yun is a soul refining inscription master, he is not as good as others. Moreover, his strength is too weak. Inscription masters also need to have very strong power to control runes. Little rascal, you don't understand anything yet you are making irresponsible remarks here. Don't you feel ashamed? Xiao Yueme rolled her eyes and said in charming voice, You don't understand but pretend to understand. Flame Sun Sect Master said, Xiaoba is right. Pagoda Master Qin defeated Golden Sun Sect's Jinhe by a fluke, but now Golden Sun Sect's people are even more formidable than Jinhe. I don't think you have any way to win, right? Other few old men also feel the same way. Pagoda Master Qin, we are not saying that you are not capable. We all recognize your skill. You should analyze the situation for us to see. Although your skill is very high, your cultivation is too low, it will limit your ability to display your full potential. Golden Sun Sect is staking it all on one throw. The inscription masters they sent must be very strong. Pagoda Master Qin, how do you think we can win the next 2 rounds? Xiao Yueme curled her lips and said, Unless my brother goes up, don't even think about winning. Su Xiaoba said with sneer, Little girl, you think too highly of your brother. Those inscription masters are all older generation. They are researching runes, causing their cultivation to increase very slowly. Otherwise, they would already be 2nd or 3rd tribulation half-immortals. How can a wimpy brat like you compare to them? Little mangy dog, have your fur grown out yet? You dare say my brother is a wimpy brat? Xiao Yueme said in a very bad mood. Since you think my brother doesn't have that kind of skill, you can just lose. Umph. Arrogant, an old man said in a very bad mood. Indeed, just because a brat was lucky enough to obtain Starry Sky Road's blueprint and mastered some strange runes, he thinks he is so arrogant? Golden Sun Sect's inscription masters have the same status as us. Earlier you said that our flame, sun, heavenly mountain would explode. Now look, just to enter our flame, sun, heavenly mountain, Golden Sun Sect even took out 2 immortal tools to gamble. He definitely doesn't have that kind of skill. Those old men did not have a very good attitude towards Qin Yun. The main reason was because, as ancient Nine Sun sects, they had been led by the nose by Qin Yun because of the Starry Sky Road. That was why they were very angry. Su Luan is very embarrassed. He now has a very good impression of Qin Yun. He also knows that Qin Yun is a person who is very easy to deal with. Yueme, let's go. Qin Yun is also somewhat angry and said in cold voice, Let's go. Xiao Yueme pulled Qin Yun's hand and groaned. You two please wait. Su Luan hastily said, Give me some face. I will properly communicate with them. At this time, a burst of shout came from the competition area. High-quality King Gold refined by Jin Xuanhu. It weighs 8 Jin. King Gold is a very special tool refinement material. It is a necessary material to refine king tools. It is forged from the inside of all kinds of beast king bones. It is a test of inscription master's skill. 3. Our flame, sun, heavenly mountains inscription masters can only refine 2. 5 Jin in 4 hours. The disparity is too great. Flame, sun, heavenly mountain lost the first round. Golden Sun Sect's people only have proud expression on their faces. They did not say anything because they already knew that Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain skill is not that good. Jin Xuanhu is an old man with bold and fierce appearance. Although his thick eyebrows are white, his eyes are very big and full of spirit, containing a trace of ominous look. Although he is an old man who has lived for more than 10,000 years, he is still very smart and fierce. He is holding a hammer in his hand and said with a smile, Who will you send next round? The guy in front of me will definitely continue losing. Chapter 1025. Truly a venerable master. Flame Sun Sect Master is somewhat anxious. He looked at the other old men who were shaking their heads. We should give up. Don't struggle, an old man said with sigh. Indeed, we have not competed with them for many years. I really did not expect the disparity to be so big. Sect Master, cede a piece of land to them. There are still many places in our heavenly mountain that have no people. Their Golden Sun sect won't have many people. They won't be able to occupy any space. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's senior elders all admitted defeat. Xiao Yueme said in low voice. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's inscription level is actually so low. No wonder Su Xiaoba is so weak. Competition is not over yet. They want to cede land to others. Truly shameful. Su Xiaoba yelled, what does it have to do with my strength if my inscription level is low? It has a lot to do with it. I don't feel like explaining it to you. Xiao Yueme said. Pagoda Master Qin, aren't you very confident in your inscription? Why don't you go and give it a try? An old man mocked. Relax. Even if you lose, we won't laugh at you. We never expected your inscription level to be high to begin with. Oh, that's right. If you win, we will give you one of the 2 immortal tools from Golden Sun Sect. How can he possibly win? Golden Sun Sect's inscription masters came prepared. They are determined to win. We can only blame ourselves for being too confident. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's old men spoke in low voice and repeatedly shook their heads. Qin Yun looked at Flame Sun Sect Master and said, sign soul contract. If I win, you will give me an immortal tool. Su Xiaoba said, why should we sign soul contract with you? Xiao Yueme mocked. Idiots, you have no hope of winning. If you sign soul contract with my brother and he wins, you won't have to cede land, you won't have to lose face, you will even get an immortal tool. Su Lun nodded at Flame Sun Sect Master. All right. Flame Sun Sect Master can only give it a try. Soon after, Qin Yun and Flame Sun Sect Master signed soul contract. At this time, Qin Yun walked out from the crowd and said, I will compete in the second round. Who are you? Jin Xuan, who saw that Qin Yun is so young and his expression is filled with disdain. He's a tea bearer. Jin Jingwei said with sneer. Fifth uncle, he is just a scoundrel. Ha. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's inscription masters must be afraid of losing to you, so they let this guy come out. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's disciples also recognized Qin Yun. They're shaking their heads repeatedly. What's going on with Sect Master? Why did he send this guy up? That's right, this guy even cursed our Tianshan Mountain to explode. He is so young. Is his inscription level really good? I heard he came from Xian Domain. Xian Domain is backward compared to our transcending Xian Sea region. How high can his inscription level be? Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's disciples don't know much about Qin Yun. At most, they only know that Qin Yun defeated Su Xiaoba. Now it is not only Golden Sun Sect's disciples. Even Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's disciples are criticizing Qin Yun. They feel that it is very inappropriate for Qin Yun to participate in the competition. Jin Jingwei laughed loudly and said, Flame Sun Sect Master, quickly make this guy scram. Letting him compete with my fifth uncle will only insult my fifth uncle. Sect leader, quickly make him leave. He's embarrassing us. No matter what, even if we lose, we must lose with dignity. Even if we don't want to compete, we cannot let an outsider go up. That will only bring shame to our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's disciples also said to Flame Sun Sect Master one after another. Flame Sun Sect Master did not expect that letting Qin Yun compete would cause so many disciples to be dissatisfied. Actually, it is mainly because Qin Yun defeated Su Xiaoba. Although Su Xiaoba is rude and unreasonable, many people want to curry favor with him. Therefore, many disciples are saying this to help Su Xiaoba vent his anger. Furthermore, Qin Yun is an outsider. Moreover, he is being warmly received by Su Luan. This caused many disciples to feel very jealous. Because they have never personally seen Qin Yun's strength, many disciples and elders of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain don't like Qin Yun. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain Sect Master said to Qin Yun, Pagoda Master Qin, let's not compete. Quickly come back. Don't lose face for our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. A youth shouted. Our flame sun heavenly mountain cannot afford to lose face like this. Quickly scram back. What level are you? Even our flame sun heavenly mountain's elders don't dare to go up, yet you are so thick-skinned. Truly overestimating your own capabilities? Shameless. While these disciples are heckling, an old man suddenly walked over from Golden Sunset's side. It is precisely Jin He. Jin He walked over, looked carefully and yelled, "Venerable Master, it's really you? Why are you here?" This lowly one Jin He pays respect to Venerable Master. Everyone present became completely silent. Everyone knows Jin He's level. Even in Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, he is a great master. Moreover, his status is very high. And now Jin He is bowing respectfully towards Qin Yun in front of everyone. He is showing incomparable respect. Jin Jingwei originally wanted to talk about Gunai Nai, but seeing Jin He saluting Qin Yun respectfully, he immediately swallowed his words. Those elders of Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain who don't like Qin Yun are all dumbstruck. They know that Qin Yun defeated Jin He, but they all thought that it was Qin Yun's luck that was just a coincidence. But now seeing Jin He being so respectful towards Qin Yun, they realize that Qin Yun's level has been acknowledged by Jin He. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's disciples, who were incessantly shouting at Qin Yun to come down and ridiculing him, are now completely silent. Their faces are filled with disbelief. They really did not expect that great Master Jin He would actually salute Qin Yun. This is how a junior salutes an elder. Qin Yun is not Jin He's elder, but because his level is higher than Jin He's, he has obtained Jin He's respect. Xiao Yuemei's expression is filled with pride as she glared at Su Xiaoba. Su Xiaoba is also extremely apprehensive. He feels even more sad in his heart because not only Qin Yun's strength is higher than his, even his inscription level is very high. Su Luan knows that he did not misjudge Qin Yun. After the silence, Golden Sun Sect's side burst into an uproar. Jin Xuanhu was originally very disdainful towards Qin Yun, but now he is looking at Qin Yun with respect and said, "Your distinguished self is the Qin Yun who carved with 11th level finesse?" "Indeed I am. I am now representing Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain to compete with you. Please advise me." Qin Yun faintly smiled and cupped his hands. "All right. He fought with you a few times and lost wholeheartedly. After he came back, he mentioned you to me many times. Now, let me experience your distinguished self-strength." Jin Xuanhu cupped his fist towards Qin Yun and said, "Today I will win for He. Fifth brother, Venerable Masters are very awesome. You must not underestimate them." Jin He said in low voice, "He is only your Venerable Master. You can talk about it after you defeat me." Jin Xuanhu is also not very convinced of Qin Yun's strength. He wants to personally experience Qin Yun's skill to judge. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's disciples' expression is somewhat unsightly because they have just offended this venerable master. "Qin Yun, you are a junior. I will let you decide the content of the competition, but you cannot compete in finesse," Jin Xuanhu said. He knows that his finesse is inferior to Qin Yun because his finesse is the same as Jin He's. "Can I think about it?" Qin Yun said with a smile. "Of course, I also want to take this opportunity to properly rest." Jin Xuanhu said, "I consumed a lot of energy in the previous match. Please give me an hour to recover." Jin Xuanhu was not like this just now. He was brimming with confidence and asked Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain to quickly send people over. And now, seeing that his opponent is Qin Yun, he also wants to rest. Jin Jingwei's heart is dripping blood because he is very clear that his 10 best quality Regent Origin Stones have been wasted. On top of that, he also realized that Qin Yun is not a team maker. Rather, he is the Pagoda Master of 100 Pagoda Sect's Star Traveling Pagoda. Back then, he was together with Shenbeijian because Qin Yun's position is very high. At this time, Jin Jingwei also saw Xiao Yuemei. Moreover, she is smiling at him. "Wretched girl, this Gunai Nai." Jin Jingwei cursed in his heart. Then he suddenly thought of something and said in his heart, "Gunai Nai. Gunai Nai, great aunt? Nanai, great aunt? Motherfucker. I have been played. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's disciple said in low voice, Senior Su, this pagoda master Qin is truly a rare genius. Su Luan said with sigh, I already told you all about his deeds, but you didn't believe me. An old man cursed in low voice. Isn't it because of that grandson of yours? He went around saying that he is trash. The few old men nodded one after another and then looked at Su Xiaoba. This wretched child. Su Luan cursed with smile on his face. Su Xiaoba feels that he has become the scapegoat. He said in a very bad mood, You bunch of old bastards who have lived for 10,000 years without burying a fart. What do you think I say? I said that dog poop is very tasty. Why don't you go and have a taste? You little bastard, do you believe that I will not beat you up? An old man cursed. Come and beat me up. If you beat me up, I will beat up your grandson. Su Xiaoba's expression is completely fearless as he said, Your grandson is my little brother. If you dare to touch me, I will let him bite you to death. Xiao Yuanmei also feels that this is very funny. Su Xiaoba is a little overlord in Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Those old men don't dare to do anything to him. Little shameless dog, if you want to bite people, you can do it yourself. Your bite will be very fierce. Xiao Yuanmei said with charming smile, Little girl, your brother is about to lose to that Jin Xuanhu, and you still have a mood to talk about me? Su Xiaoba groaned and furiously said, If my brother loses, it will be your Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's loss. Why should I be worried? Xiao Yuanmei said with charming smile, Little shameless dog, this young lady will bet with you again. I bet that my brother will win this time. Do you dare to bet with me? Scram. I won't bet with you. You are just like your brother, full of tricks. I only bet with honest and upright people. Su Xiaoba lost to Xiao Yuanmei before, so he knows that Xiao Yuanmei has many tricks up her sleeves. Although he is very thick-skinned, he won't fall for her tricks again. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's disciples and old men all admire Xiao Yuanmei very much. She actually dared to call Su Xiaoba a little shameless dog. If they dared to do so, they would have run out of luck. They are also cursing Su Xiaoba in their hearts because he has been spreading rumors everywhere for the past 2 days, saying that Qin Yun is trash, that he is relying on petty tricks to swindle people. Chapter 1026. Local tyrant Su Xiaoba doesn't want Qin Yun to win. Otherwise, people would say that not only Qin Yun's inscription level is high, even his strength far surpasses him. This would make him feel even more embarrassed. Of course, whether or not Qin Yun wins is not something Su Xiaoba can control. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's elders are feeling conflicted in their hearts. If Qin Yun wins, they won't have to cede territory. Ceding territory is a very shameful matter. They don't want to do it unless they have no other choice. But if Qin Yun wins, they will have to give one of their immortal tools to Qin Yun. Qin Yun said, Let's compete in puppet refining. Jin Xuanhu asked, What kind of competition will we use? Will we carve totem runes on wood, or will we start from scratch? Start from scratch. Use primitive materials to refine, make puppet embryo, and carve totem runes. I feel that puppet refining competition is the best way to test an inscription master's comprehensive level. Qin Yun said. He doesn't know what aspect Jin Xuanhu is more formidable in. If they compete in puppet refining, it will be a test of all aspects. Qin Yun has Totem Inscription Spirit and Beast King Inscription Spirit, so the quality of the runes he carves will be very high. This is a very big advantage. All right, how about 6 hours? Jin Xuanhu said. 6 hours to refine a puppet. This is indeed very fast. Qin Yun thought about it, then nodded and said, Then 6 hours it is. Jin Xuanhu laughed loudly and said, All right, it's settled. After we refine the puppets, we will let the puppets compare notes and decide the winner. The content of the competition has already been decided. Qin Yun is now waiting for the competition to begin. Jin Xuanhu wants a rest, and Qin Yun is now preparing materials. He obtained a batch of black crystal beast bones before. They are very good materials. He wants to use them to refine puppets. Time is tight. It is better not to use too many materials. If I use too many materials, I will have to refine them thousands of times. It will take a lot of time and effort. Qin Yun took out a smelting furnace and some black crystal beast bones. Jean, he said in amazement, only using black crystal beast bones? Black crystal beast bones are very difficult to process. Jean Xuanhu said with sneer, he only has this kind of material. After all, the Xian domain is a backward place. How could he have any good materials? Qin Yun was indeed at a disadvantage in this aspect. Xiao Yueme looked at Flame Sun's sect master and said, could it be that you don't have any materials? If he wins, he can also get a celestial artifact. Why do we have to provide materials? An elder said, our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain doesn't have any good materials. Even if we do, they are very precious. What we can provide is not much better than the Blackwater Crystal Beast Bone. Fire Sun Sect Master said, a bunch of stingy guys. Xiao Yueme lightly groaned and said, Qin Yun does not have many black crystal beast bones. His main material is still dragon bone, but it is also not much. I have enough materials, Qin Yun said. In front of Qin Yun were 2 black crystal beast bones the size of bricks and some fragmented golden dragon bones. There weren't many golden dragon bones, only a large basket. Are those dragon bones? And it's so broken? Jean Xuanhu extended his head to look at the broken bones in the basket and said with smile, how strong can you make puppets with just these few materials? Golden Sun Sect people also started sneering at Qin Yun. Jin Jingwei said, Fifth uncle, his materials should be very low quality, right? Jean Xuanhu nodded and said, black crystal beast bones are necessary to make king and immortal tools, but only one kind is not good enough. Generally speaking, a good king tool needs 6 color crystal beast bones, black and white, gold and silver, red and blue. If the conditions are limited, no matter what you say, you should at least have a set of 2 color crystal beast bones. Black and white, gold and silver, red and blue. These are 3 sets of crystal beast bones. Qin Yun also knows that one set is the best, but he only has black crystal beast bones. Jean Xuanhu finished speaking and took out 6 pieces of beast bones. They are black and white, gold and silver, red and blue. They were refined into bricks. Light shone on them. They are sparkling and translucent. They are very beautiful. To refine a perfect king tool, 6 color crystal beast bones are the most basic. Jean Xuanhu stored away the black and white, red and blue crystal beast bones and said again, because we only have 3 hours, I can only use gold and silver crystal beast bones. Jeannie said, gold and silver crystal beast bones are very fast to refine. Moreover, they are stronger than black and white, red and blue crystal beast bones. Their only weakness is that they are not good with totem runes. Jean Xuanhu said with smile, it doesn't matter, in my hands, there is no weakness in any material. Jean Jingwei promptly praised, Fifth uncle is truly awesome. You are the one who should be a venerable master. That guy over there can't even gather enough materials. How can he be a venerable master? Jean, he said, his dragon bones are also not weak. Jean Jingwei also took out a very long beast bone. It is still emitting flame. This is Golden Pung Bone, and it is even an immortal beast bone. Fifth brother, where did you get this? Jean, he yelled in shock. This caused everyone in the hall to become extremely curious. They immediately looked at the immortal beast bone. Only immortal beasts can be found in Immortal Desolate. Immortal beast bones are very rare in transcending Xianxi region. Jean Xuanhu smiled and did not say anything. He took out 2 light red pearls. They are as big as watermelons. Seeing these pearls, Qin Yun's brows slightly creased, and he yelled in alarm. Heavenly egg stone. Although it is the lowest grade, but it is a material to refine immortal tools. This caused everyone to burst into an uproar. Su Xiaoba said, how can Qin Yun be so poor? How can he be a venerable master like this? Xiao Yueme saw Jean Xuanhu take out so many good materials and said with gritted teeth, a truly awesome venerable master can win without relying on good materials. Jean Jingwei said with sneer, then may I ask venerable master Qin, can you refine Dao tools with stones? You want to refine good magic tools without relying on good materials. You are simply indulging in fantasy. Golden Sun Sect and Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains inscription masters repeatedly nodded their heads. An old man from Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains said, Qin Yun, didn't you win several thousand high-quality Regent Origin Stones from our Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain? You can use them to buy materials from us. We also have some materials in our hands, as long as you can offer a good price. No need. I have enough materials in my hands. Qin Yun said. Qin Yun, how strong can you refine puppets with these few materials? You should be honest and buy some good materials. Su Xiaoba said. He also doesn't understand. He just followed everyone else's words and said the same thing. Jin Xuanhu laughed loudly and said, It is not that he doesn't want to buy. He is afraid that he won't know how to refine them. He has never seen good materials. He has never forged them. He doesn't know how to use good materials to refine tools. So that's how it is. Fifth uncle, you often come in contact with all kind of high-quality materials. He can't compare to you in this aspect. Jin Jingwei said with smile. It seems like fifth uncle will surely win this time. Jin, he said, Fifth brother, don't underestimate your opponent too much. Now Jin Xuanhu has become even more confident because Qin Yun is far inferior to him in terms of materials. Only this brat's inscription finesse is higher than mine. In other aspects, he is far inferior to me. Jin Xuanhu proudly smiled and said, Now let's begin. Qin Yun nodded and said, Then let's begin. Flame Sun's sect master took out an hourglass and began counting. As soon as the competition began, Jin Xuanhu took out several smelting furnaces. Beside those furnaces, there's a large vat of golden and dazzling beast oil. There's a pipe connecting the vat and the smelting furnace. Jin Xuanhu placed all kinds of materials into different smelting furnaces and began smelting them. Fifth brother has more than 10 smelting furnaces. All of them are specialized in smelting all kinds of materials. They're all very fast. Jin, he exclaimed in admiration. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains inscription masters are also ashamed of their inferiority. In terms of refining tools and equipment, they're not as good as Golden Sun Sect. Now everyone is even more clear that inscription masters are very wealthy. That set of equipment is very difficult to obtain. Qin Yun only has one smelting furnace. He is smelting black crystal beast bones and dragon bones at the same time. Compared to Jin Xuanhu's equipment, he is truly too poor. Naturally, even Jin Xuanhu's younger brother Jin, he doesn't have so many good equipment. Jin Xuanhu took out a pair of giant hammers. The heads of the hammers are emitting fiery red lightning and flame. Although the handles of the hammers are very short, they are carved with all kinds of complicated runes. Looking at the pair of domineering giant hammers, Golden Sun Sect's elders all showed smile on their faces. Immortal tools, Su Luan said in deep voice. He is using immortal tool grade hammers to forge materials. Moreover, he is using a pair of them. Motherfucker, Golden Sun Sect is truly rich and overbearing. As expected of a top-notch inscription master, even half-immortals are envious of his equipment. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's disciples saw that a martial emperor has his own immortal tools, moreover a pair of them. They all sighed in admiration. Su Xiaobai yelled, Qin Yun, don't you have an immortal hammer? Quickly take it out. You will truly lose like this. Qin Yun doesn't have an immortal hammer, but he has a divine hammer. Because a sun fell down, the 9-sun divine hammer has a problem. Even if there is no problem with the 9-sun divine hammer, he would not dare to take it out. There are 9-sun sects people here, and the 9-sun divine hammer is transformed from sun spirit. If he takes it out, he will surely be discovered. I am a poor ghost, I don't have anything, Qin Yun said. He is not nervous at all. He is very confident in himself. If Qin Yun loses, he will not suffer any loss. The one who will suffer loss is your Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, Jin Jingwei said with smile. Looking at his appearance, he is not even a bit serious. He must have given up on himself. Qin Yun has his own way of refining puppets. He believes that his puppets can defeat Jin Xuanhu's puppets. What he wants to do is to properly use the materials in his hands and carve perfect totem runes in a short period of time. Qin Yun opened the lid of the furnace, took out a small black bottle, and poured in a large amount of beast oil to burn. He released nether sun flame to ignite the beast oil, then poured in nether sun power to make the beast oil burn even more fiercely. Yuner, release gravity, let the materials collide with each other inside the furnace. Qin Yun said, "All right." Ling Yuner complied. Chapter 10:27. Tiger King Inscription. Spirit Jin Xuanhu's smelting furnaces are flickering with light rays that pierced everyone's eyes, causing all the inscription masters present to be extremely envious. These are very high-quality smelting furnaces. All of them are half-immortal tools. Not to mention a few, even one is enough to make many inscription masters very satisfied. Jin Xuanhu is a super nouveau riche, and Qin Yun is no different from trash in front of him. Not a single one of them is good. Jin Jingwei said with a smile. Fifth uncle is truly rich. He must have earned all of this himself. He finished speaking and looked at Jin He. His expression is filled with disdain. Uncle He, fifth uncle is so awesome, yet you are so submissive to that guy surnamed Qin, truly lacking in ambition. But it is no wonder. After all, your skill is inferior to fifth uncle's. What do you know? Your fifth uncle's skill is very high, but it is not much higher than mine. His equipment is only bestowed to him by father because of good luck. Genie said and looked at a tall, long-bearded old man among the crowd. This long-bearded old man is the sect master of Golden Sun sect. He is also Jin He's father and Jin Jingwei's grandfather. Jin family is in charge of Golden Sun sect. Therefore, most of the people who came here this time are from Jin family. Jin Jingwei said with sneer, Uncle He, your venerable master will surely lose this time. Genie no longer spoke because he also can't see how Qin Yun can win. Qin Yun placed his hands on the smelting furnace. One hand poured in gravity and the other hand poured in nether sun flame. The materials inside the furnace are quickly and powerfully colliding with each other in a very narrow space. After colliding with each other, they are heated up by nether sun flame and softened, allowing them to fuse together. It must be known that under Ling Yuner's gravity control, the weight of these materials increased by several hundred times. Moreover, they're colliding with each other at high speed inside the furnace, producing a very formidable might. This way, all the materials inside the furnace can be refined at this time. Because of the fierce collision, the impurities inside the materials are too weak and can't bear it. They directly turn into ashes. Only the strongest and purest materials remain. Qin Yun had a lot of beast oil. Moreover, they're all king-grade beast oil, ignited by nether sun flame. They can easily smelt those stubborn materials. It must be said that Jin Xuanhu's smelting furnaces are very powerful. They can absorb a large amount of beast oil and quickly refine those stubborn materials. Jin Xuanhu took out the golden and silver crystal beast bones from the smelting furnace and placed them on the forging table. Then he shouted loudly, brandished his two hammers, and crazily hammered the two crystal beast bones. Boom, boom, boom. Every time the hammer fell, it would flash with gold and silver light, enveloping the entire hall in waves of light. The power of those twin hammers was extremely ferocious, shaking the palace until it trembled. Everyone's hearts also felt somewhat uncomfortable from the impact of the sound waves. Too powerful. If it was me, I would not dare to face those hammers. Su Xiaoba said in low voice. Jin Xuanhu is also a peak martial emperor, right? He's not weak at all. Jin Xuanhu hasn't gone through tribulation yet. He must be forcefully suppressing his tribulation. Su Luan said. He is also scared by Jin Xuanhu's ferocious hammer technique. At this time, Jin Xuanhu took out the two heavenly pebbles, then placed the golden and silver crystal beast bones into the smelting furnace to smelt. The heavenly pebbles are round. They turned red from the heat and became soft. Jin Xuanhu hammered them a few times and turned them into two pancakes. Then he folded them again and continued to forge them. After he finished forging, he placed the heavenly pebbles into the smelting furnace, then took out the golden pung immortal beast bones and began forging them like crazy. The entire hall is filled with thunderous rumbling sound, along with the continuous hammering of the two immortal hammers. It is very shocking. In just half an hour, Jin Xuanhu has entered a state of mind. Everyone can see that he is very proficient in forging three very stubborn materials. His technique is very brilliant, causing many inscription masters to exclaim in admiration again and again. Others don't know much. They can only praise him as being very awesome. They don't dare to say anything. An old inscription master said, "Smelting furnace is very important, especially when refining many kinds of materials. If the smelting speed is very fast and the efficiency is very high, then the materials can be refined very smoothly." Jin Xuanhu has several smelting furnaces. This will allow him to be even faster. In comparison, Qin Yun doesn't have a good smelting furnace. He has not started hammering even now. Qin Yun is still the same as before. He is still pressing his hands on the smelting furnace. Nobody knows what he is doing. Jin, he said, "This is a puppet competition. It is only a competition to see whose puppet is stronger. The most important part is the totem and rune carving in the later stage." An old inscription master said with smile, "Even though it is so, if the materials used to refine the puppet are good enough and the puppet is very sturdy, it will be invincible in battle. Qin Yun's puppet must be very weak. It will be destroyed in a short while. He will be defeated in the end." It seems like the outcome of this competition has already been decided. Jin Xuanhu saw that Qin Yun has not started hammering and said with sneer, "Qin Yun, you still haven't completely smelted the materials, right? If you don't smelt the materials thoroughly, it will affect the rhythm of the forging. When I was young, I often suffered this kind of loss. That is why I have these high-quality smelting furnaces." Qin Yun did not speak. He is still observing the inside of the smelting furnace. The black crystal beast bones and dragon bones inside have already fused together after being smashed by gravity. They have turned dark golden, but there are still many fragments left. They have already softened. Next, I will need to use my hands to fuse them together. Qin Yun stopped pouring beast oil, then opened the lid of the smelting furnace and took out the dark golden materials inside with his bare hands. Genie is slightly startled seeing this scene and said, "Where are the black crystal beast bones? Those fragmented dragon bones are also gone. Could it be that he finished fusing the black crystal beast bones and dragon bones inside the smelting furnace? How'd he do it? Could it be that his smelting furnace has some kind of ability that allows him to fuse two kinds of materials during smelting? Look at the materials in his hands. They should be fused very well. How did this guy do it? Is he not afraid of heat? He is just going to take them like this." Many inscription masters are very puzzled because Qin Yun's method of processing materials is not commonly seen. Qin Yun placed a piece of material on the forging table and forged it piece by piece. In just a short while, all the scattered pieces of material were forged into a piece of dark gold material. At this time, Jin Xuanhu has also fused all the materials together and turned them into a very large piece. It is as big as a cow. And the materials Qin Yun has fused are very small. He can only refine very small puppets. When puppets are fighting, the advantage of having a big body is also very big. Big means the amount of energy stored. Moreover, the materials used are more abundant and sturdier. This way, Qin Yun's speed is the same as Jin Xuanhu's. Qin Yun has put a lot of thought into refining materials. Although the materials he forged are not as strong as Jin Xuanhu's, they're not too weak either. Just looking at it now, Qin Yun can be sure that Jin Xuanhu's puppet is very sturdy. After all, he has used so many materials. Therefore, Qin Yun cannot meet force with force. When inscription masters refine puppets, they not only rely on materials to make them stronger, it also depends on the inscription master's comprehensive ability. Next, Qin Yun and Jin Xuanhu began molding the appearance of their puppets. The puppet Qin Yun is refining is a dark golden kitten. He will be able to complete it very quickly. But Jin Xuanhu is not able to do this because his puppet is very big and the materials used are very sturdy. It takes even longer to shape the puppet. Moreover, it needs to be continuously thrown into the furnace to make the puppet soft. Chapter 1028. Little Cat unleashes its mightily. Some young disciples don't know that Jin Xuanhu has inscription spirit, but many older generation know. Even in transcending Xianxi region, inscription spirits are very rare. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain and Golden Sun Sect's young disciples are looking at Jin Xuanhu with incomparable reverence. Qingyun is also somewhat amazed. He suddenly realized why Jin He's equipment is so much worse than Jin Xuanhu's. It must be because Jin Xuanhu has inscription spirit. Su Xiaoba looked at Xiao Yuanmei and said with smile, "Little girl, your brother will lose for sure." Xiao Yuanmei groaned and ignored Su Xiaoba. She knows that Qingyun won't suffer any loss if he loses, but she doesn't want him to lose to other people. Especially this Su Xiaoba. He can't wait for Qingyun to lose. Little girl, you should be clear about the reality. Qingyun doesn't have inscription spirit. Just this point alone is far inferior to Jin Xuanhu. Su Xiaoba curled his lips and said, "I heard from Brother Yu that Pagoda Master Qin has Star Lord inscription spirit and Wild Flame inscription spirit." Su Luan said, although he is saying this, he still doesn't believe it. Many people in the ordinary realm know that Qin Yun possesses Star Lord and Wildfire inscription spirits. Wild Flame and Star Lord. Is this true? Flame Sun Sect Master said, any one of these two inscription spirits is very rare, even in Immortal Desolate. How can you have two of them? Many people also have the same reaction. They don't believe that Qin Yun has Star Lord and Wild Flame inscription spirit. Jin Xuanhu is also very shocked, but after thinking about it, he realized that it is impossible. If Qin Yun only has one inscription spirit, it would be very believable. Everyone is now discussing the matter of Qin Yun having two inscription spirits. They all believe that it is fake and that Qin Yun is deliberately boasting. I heard about Ing Qingyu's boasting ability many years ago. His relationship with Qin Yun is very good. It is very normal for him to help Qin Yun brag. An old man said with chuckle, "That's right, grandfather. You believe them too much." Su Xiaoba said, "Maybe they are swindling you." If Qin Yun really had an inscription spirit, this little girl would have been very cocky, but she didn't even mention it. Xiao Yuanmei ruthlessly glared at Su Xiaoba. No one knows more about Qin Yun's inscription spirit than her. Ing Qingyu only knows that Qin Yun has two inscription spirits. But Xiao Yuanmei knows that Qin Yun still has Yuji, Dao Lord, and Totem inscription spirit. Moreover, some of them are refined by her. A bunch of stupid birds. Xiao Yuanmei cursed in her heart. Jin, he said, maybe he truly has an inscription spirit. Otherwise, it would be impossible for his finesse to reach 11th level. Jin Xuanhu said with smile, maybe his 11th level finesse was just a coincidence? Or was it wrong? Anyway, with his current level, he's still too far away from the great grandmaster level. Jin Jingwei's heart was moved, and he also said, "That's right. That guy let others brag that he has two inscription spirits. He is clearly a swindler. Didn't Su Xiaoba say that he's a fake? This fellow definitely has many crafty ideas." He was tricked by Xiao Yuanmei and Qin Yun before, so it is not good for him to say it now. On one hand, he feels that he has lost a lot of face. On the other hand, Qin Yun still has a bit of status. If Qin Yun loses in the end, he will have the opportunity to take back those 10 best quality Regent Origin Stones. Su Xiaoba also yelled. He also said that our flame, Sun Heavenly Mountain will explode in 4 days. Do you believe him? Golden Sun Sect's people burst into laughter. Jin Xuanhu said with smile, We believe. Quickly leave our flame, Sun Heavenly Mountain, and sell it to us at a low price. We are not afraid of flame, Sun Heavenly Mountain being destroyed. Ha ha ha. He is carving totem and laughing at the same time. It can be seen that he is very relaxed. This caused many people to exclaim in admiration in their hearts. Jean Jingwei said with smile. Did he and that little girl say it together? Su Xiaoba nodded and said, Indeed, indeed. How do you know? Jean Jingwei said, The two of them are echoing each other to swindle people. They said that flame, sun, heavenly mountain will explode. If you believe them, they will say that they have a way to solve the problem. When the time comes, they will ask you to pay them a sum of money, and they will help you solve the crisis. Many flame, sun, heavenly mountains people repeatedly nodded their heads because they also felt the same way. Xiao Yuemei is laughing in her heart because when flame, sun, heavenly mountain explodes, it won't be just her and Qin Yun who will suffer losses. She very much wants to see the expression of those old fogies here. Jean Jingwei looked at Jean He and said, Uncle He, you said that he is a venerable master. You must have been swindled. He doesn't have that kind of skill. As long as he can deny Qin Yun's position, he will be able to take back his region origin stones. Therefore, he is now incessantly mocking Qin Yun to make everyone believe that Qin Yun is a big swindler. Qin Yun has been carving support inscription spirits all along. He is not paying attention to these things. Look at Qin Yun. He is feeling guilty. He is pretending to be very serious and did not hear my words. Ha ha ha. Jean Jingwei became even more spirited and said with a laugh. Flame Sun's sect master looked at Su Luan and sent sound transmission to him, because now he is even more suspicious of Qin Yun. Su Luan cursed Su Xiaoba in low voice. Su Xiaoba lost to Qin Yun before, so he has been slandering Qin Yun to make everyone think that Qin Yun won unfairly. Sect master, are the mysterious penetration Dao talismans I gave you real? Su Luan said through sound transmission. You don't believe Qin Yun, but don't you believe those talismans? You also tried them yourself. You also know how good they are. Flame Sun's sect master no longer said anything. He can only look at Qin Yun with half trust and half doubt. There is still half an hour left until the end. Jean Xuan, who suddenly yelled, I am done. The large golden tiger let out a roar, then started running and jumping nimbly. Under Jean Xuanhu's control, the puppet tiger can easily bite off low-grade Dao tools. Its claws can even leave scratch marks on low-grade Dao tools. Most dreadful thing is that a king-grade Xian tool saber was easily bitten off by the puppet tiger and then chewed to pieces. Fifth uncle, this tiger is very awesome. If you want to sell it, how much do you plan to sell it for? Jean Jingwei is very excited looking at the puppet tiger. He looks like he wants to obtain it very much. Many young disciples present are also looking at the puppet tiger with incomparable yearning. Whether it is used as a mount or to support in battle, it is very good. Not selling. This tiger has my secret runes on it. It is not for sale. Jean Xuanhu said with smile. I only carved totem runes. Humph. What is there to be proud of? Xiao Yuemei lightly groaned and said. Jean Xuanhu indeed only carved totem runes on the tiger because he feels that it is enough to defeat Qin Yun's kitten. Qin Yun also finished when the 3-hour time limit is about to end. He controlled the kitten to walk back and forth on the ground while meowing, causing everyone to burst into laughter. The difference between Qin Yun's puppet tiger and Jean Xuanhu's puppet is too great. Are we going to compete here? Qin Yun asked with smile. He looks very confident. Venerable Master Qin, you are truly calm. Do you still think you can win even now? Jean Xuanhu laughed heartily and said, Senior Jean, how about this? If I win this round, Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will be the winner and there will be no need to compete next round. How about it? Qin Yun said, We agreed that we will win 2 out of 3 rounds. I won the first round, so if I win this round, I will be the winner. Our Golden Sun sect will be able to settle down in Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Even if you win this round, you will still have to compete in the next round. Jean Xuanhu said with sneer, Naturally, if you want to settle this round, you will have to give me some benefits. Only then will I agree. If you win this round, I will give you 3,000 high-quality Regent Origin Stones. Qin Yun said with smile. All right, but I want to sign a soul contract, so that you won't renege on your debt. Jean Xuanhu readily agreed. Then he looked at Golden Sun Sect's sect master. He also nodded his head in agreement. Qin Yun and Jin Xuanhu signed a soul contract. Jin Xuanhu said in loud voice, "As long as Qin Yun's puppet can defeat me, Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will win, and our Golden Sun sect will give you 2 immortal tools." Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's people did not have any reaction because they believe that Qin Yun will lose. The result will be the same anyway. They only feel that Qin Yun is too confident. But thinking about how Qin Yun's high-quality Regent Origin Stones belong to their Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, they felt indignation in their hearts. Qin Yun just doesn't want to compete in the second round. He is 100% sure that he will win. "Let's begin here." Jin Xuanhu said, "Begin." Just as he finished shouting, the puppet tiger ferociously pounced over. Its large paw ferociously pressed down, wanting to grab the puppet cat. But the puppet cat is very agile. It easily dodged. Everyone let out an inconceivable cry of alarm because the puppet cat's speed is inconceivably fast. It is comparable to peak martial emperors. In comparison, Jin Xuanhu's puppet tiger is a lot slower. "What's the use of being fast? Do you think you can break my defense?" Jin Xuanhu is in a bad mood and said with sneer, "Of course I can." Qin Yun faintly smiled. The puppet cat suddenly flew over like a dark golden lightning. It charged towards the side of the tiger. "Come, don't smash your own head." Jin Xuanhu howled with laughter. Everyone's eyes widened as they watched the kitten scamper past. Just when everyone thought that the cat would smash the tiger's head, it strangely entered the tiger's body. Seeing this scene, Su Luan suddenly realized something and recalled the mysterious penetration Dao talisman. Qin Yun's puppet cat has condensed many mysterious penetration divine ability power. After being stimulated by some runes, it can also use the mysterious penetration divine ability to enter the tiger's body. Everyone in the main hall is extremely shocked. They feel as if they have seen a ghost. "You, what did you do?" Jin Xuanhu suddenly shouted. At this time, the cat also ran out of the puppet tiger's body. The puppet tiger is standing motionless on its spot. "Your puppet tiger is unable to budge. You have lost," Qin Yun said with faint smile. Even Jin Xuanhu is unable to believe that the puppet tiger that all these young disciples yearn for day and night has been destroyed in an instant. Su Xiaoba and Jin Jingwei's expression is very unsightly. They all thought that Qin Yun would lose. But now, Qin Yun has won so easily. Flame Sun, Heavenly Mountain, and Golden Sun sects elders feel that their faces have been ruthlessly slapped, especially those elders who think that Qin Yun is a swindler. Chapter 1029. Chapter 1029. Cat and tiger fight again. Meow, meow, meow. That puppet kitten is meow, meow, meow. It looks like it is harmless to humans and animals. But it was this small thing that caused the big tiger to be scrapped. Jin Xuanhu's heart is dripping blood. His face is filled with shock, but he is also very unwilling to accept this result. Golden Sun sect's elders are also very unwilling to accept this result. Because they lost, they have to hand over 2 immortal tools to Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Originally, they were very confident in their victory, but halfway through, a very powerful inscription master suddenly jumped out. "Your puppet beast has lost," Qin Yun indifferently said. Jin Xuanhu's face became very red. His few furnaces are half immortal tools. His forging hammers are immortal tools, and he also has all kinds of rare materials. Although he only spent 6 hours to refine these puppets, the puppets he refined are also very strong. But now, they have been destroyed by the opponent using a very strange technique. The kitten used mysterious penetration divine ability to drill into the tiger's body and destroy the runes inside. It can be said that it was very simple. "Oh!" Jin Xuanhu suddenly let out a loud scream, venting the uncomfortable feeling in his heart. Everyone in the hall is also calmly watching. Jin Xuanhu's rune skill is very high. His equipment is also very strong. Everyone recognizes his strength. But now, Jin Xuanhu's big tiger puppet is indeed inferior to Qin Yun's kitten. In a battle of puppets, whoever is destroyed and can no longer fight loses. Although Qin Yun's kitten is very small, The materials he used are not as good as Jin Xuanhu's big tiger puppet, but the runes he carved are very mysterious. They possess miraculous power. Although I lost, it is not because my strength is inferior to yours. You have only mastered some rare runes. I only lost in rune aspect, Jin Xuanhu said in cold voice. Do you really think so? Qin Yun faintly smiled. If your kitten did not drill into the tiger's body, you would not have been able to defeat me. Jin Xuanhu pointed at the kitten on the ground and said, I admit that your runes are very brilliant, and you have also used them very well. But that does not mean that your skill is very high. The other elders of the Gold Sun sect also chimed in, accusing Qin Yun of winning disgracefully and relying on his unique inscriptions to win. No matter what, I have already won. According to the agreement, hand over the immortal tools. Qin Yun said, 2 immortal tools, hand them over. Just as Golden Sun Sect's sect master was about to take out immortal tool, Jin Xuanhu yelled, Father, I lost. The responsibility lies with me. I will also bear the losses. Then he took out the hammers and said, This is the Golden Sun Dazzling Sky Hammers, a low-grade immortal item. Here. After Jin Xuanhu erased the mental brand inside the immortal tool, he clenched his teeth and threw it towards Qin Yun. After receiving it, Qin Yun gave one to Flame Sun Sect Master. Jin Jingwei furiously said, Qin Yun, you did not rely on true ability to win. Forget about Venerable Master. You are not even Great Master. No one will approve of an inscription master like you. You are just a guy who only knows how to do evil things. Yes, Qin Yun is a despicable inscription master, relying on unique runes to win. What's there to be happy about? This kind of guy is not worthy of being an inscription master. Although many people on Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain side exclaim in admiration at Qin Yun's strength, they are also very jealous of Qin Yun because he obtained an immortal hammer. Therefore, some people are discussing in low voice. Their words are filled with disdain towards Qin Yun. Qin Yun is actually very calm and indifferent. He said with smile, Jin Xuanhu, your tiger's totem was damaged by me. Take it back and repair it. Then we will fight again. Even if my kitten doesn't enter the tiger's body, it can still win against you. If you win, I will return my hammer to you. If you lose, give me 2 smelting furnaces. How about it? The noisy hall immediately quieted down. Qin Yun is actually giving Jin Xuanhu a chance. Jin Xuanhu is also somewhat amazed. He looked at the kitten and said, Is this a fair and open battle? A fair and square contest? Qin Yun nodded and said, Indeed, my kitten will not use the same method as before. It will attack directly. Just now, everyone saw that Qin Yun's kitten's speed is very fast. It is far faster than many puppet martial emperors. Genie said in low voice, 5th brother, if you listen to my advice, don't fight him by any means. Jin Xuanhu immediately refused to accept. He said in cold voice, Why? Don't tell me that you really think that fart-sized kitten can defeat my big tiger head-on? You and I both know that he completed the puppet's body very early on. Moreover, he spent several times more time carving runes than you. Jin, he said, even if his kitten doesn't enter the tiger's body, it still has other dreadful power. Jin Xuanhu said with sneer, Everyone can see with their own eyes the materials used to make my tiger. Its body is indestructible. If we fight it head-on, I am afraid that only a powerful king tool can destroy it. How can that broken kitten of his, without using the kind of special ability? Everyone also nodded. Jin Jingwei said, Uncle Qin Yun, is just bluffing. He wants to scare 5th uncle, so that 5th uncle won't dare to fight, so that others won't criticize him. Jin Xuanhu looked at Qin Yun and yelled, I will fight you. As he spoke, he went to carry the tiger back. The totem inside has only been slightly damaged. I can repair it very quickly. Jin Xuanhu said with smile, That kitten's destructive power is also not that great. Even after entering the tiger's body, it only managed to damage 2 totem runes. Jin Xuanhu took out a carving knife and began repairing it. Very soon, The tiger let out a terrifying roar. "We will sign a soul contract first," Jin Xuanhu said. Soon after, both Qin Yun and Jin Xuanhu condensed a thread of soul power and sent it into a soul contract talisman. "This time, I will tear your broken kitten to shreds." Jin Xuanhu laughed heartily and said, "If he can win back a hammer, it will be very good." "Begin," Flame Sun's sect master yelled. As soon as the battle began, the puppet tiger flew over and let out a deep and cold roar. It spat out a golden light beam towards the kitten. The kitten hastily dodged and leapt to the side as fast as lightning. "That is thunder totem carved on it?" He cried out in alarm. This caused the inscription masters of the two sects to cry out in alarm. Generally speaking, when crafting puppets, one carves only one set of totem runes. The main ones are beast totems, and then there are auxiliary runes. Because time is limited and Jin Xuanhu is very confident, he did not carve auxiliary runes, he only carved a tiger totem. And Qin Yun, not only he has main totem, he also has auxiliary totem and mysterious auxiliary runes. All the inscription masters have expression filled with disbelief when they thought of this. An old inscription master of Golden Sun sect opened his eyes wide looking at the kitten that is dodging back and forth as fast as lightning. He said in alarm, "To carve two kinds of totem runes inside such a small thing, as well as some auxiliary runes, and still have enough energy source. This is simply the pinnacle level of puppet crafting." Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's inscription master also exclaimed in admiration. How did he carve two sets of totem runes in such a short period of time? If he doesn't have inscription spirit, then he has absolute talent. He can easily fuse all kinds of runes and totems together. He said, "The runes and totems inside the kitten are very intricate and complicated, just like the countless big and small meridians inside our body. Although they are very messy, they're all very orderly and do not repel each other. To be able to do this, it is undoubtedly the level of a great master." Jin Xuanhu's forehead is now filled with sweat. Although he is very arrogant, his understanding of runes is much higher than others. Therefore, he is very clear that the runes and totems inside the kitten are perfectly flowing with energy. As long as one is a great master, they can also do this, but it takes a very long time. And Qinyan did not take a very long time. Jin Jingwei and Su Xiaoba can only calmly watch after hearing the comments of the inscription masters. They don't dare to ridicule Qin Yun anymore. Jin Jingwei said in low voice, "Uncle although Qin Yun's kitten has many runes, Fifth Uncle's tiger also uses very strong materials. It is not something that kitten can defeat, right?" Genie shook his head and said, "Fifth Brother's tiger is very big and heavy. It also doesn't have any support runes to control energy consumption. Therefore, Fifth Brother's tiger will surely run out of energy in the end. Support runes can control energy consumption. Moreover, they can also absorb energy from outside during battle. Very powerful support runes can allow the puppet to absorb heaven and earth's spiritual energy like a human. It can continuously absorb heaven and earth's spiritual energy to supply the puppet's energy." He let out a long sigh and said, "Although Venerable Master Qin doesn't have good materials and equipment, he has great wisdom and superb inscription technique. He can use inferior materials to defeat Fifth Brother. You all mocked him for having inferior equipment and materials, but this did not hinder his inscription level." Jin Xuanhu's expression became grave. He looked at his constantly pouncing tiger and feels that he is too arrogant and neglected many things that his puppet needs. Xiao Yuanmei said, "Jin Xuanhu's puppet is not complete. It is only a half-finished product." Genie nodded and said, "A true puppet needs support runes, but Fifth Brother's tiger doesn't have them." Everyone is looking at the large hall with bewilderment. Although the tiger is very brave and fierce, it is not able to injure the kitten. It is as if it is being toyed with. It's about time. Qin Yun saw that the large tiger's speed has become a lot slower and hastily controlled the kitten to counterattack. After the kitten dodged the large tiger's attack, It immediately jumped back and grabbed one of the large tiger's legs with its claws. Just now, everyone saw that the kitten's claws suddenly became very long. They look like very fine daggers. They are very sharp. The kitten's claws left behind several deep scratches on the large tiger's leg. These scratches have destroyed the totem runes on the large tiger's leg, causing it to be unable to transfer energy to the large tiger. As a result, the large tiger's speed has also been greatly reduced. The kitten also took this opportunity to randomly scratch the large tiger's body. Chapter 10:30. Accidental encounter at the foot of the mountain. Jin Xuanhu's large tiger has fallen down. Its whole body is filled with scars. This time it has been damaged by the cat's external attack. "You lost," Qinyan said, and then controlled the cat to jump back. I. This is impossible, impossible," Jin Xuanhu loudly shouted. He shook his head and said, "My tiger was refined with many precious materials. Your broken cat only used dragon bones and black crystal beast bones." Golden Sun Sect Master walked over, patted Jin Xuanhu's shoulder, and comforted him. Jin Xuanhu is very dejected. Last time he lost, it could be said that his inscription was inferior to Qinyan's. But this time he lost in all aspects. Qinyan also thoroughly proved that his puppet kitten has a very strong power. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's inscription masters looked at each other in dismay because they were very disrespectful towards Qinyan before. Now they can see with their own eyes that Qinyan is truly a venerable master. Qinyan said, "My cat also has a weakness. Its body is not strong enough. If it was hit by your tiger, it would have been damaged. But your tiger has even more weakness. Although its body is made of many materials, it is slow and not flexible enough. Moreover, the energy inside its body is also insufficient." Jin Xuanhu is still unable to accept the fact that he lost. He yelled, "You said that my tiger is very strong. Then how can your cat easily destroy my tiger? Because I have specially refined my cat claws, they are enough to destroy your tiger's body. If you lose, you will have to give us 2 smelting furnaces." Qinyan said indifferently, "Take them." Jin Xuanhu has no choice but to hand over 2 smelting furnaces to Qinyan. Qinyan stored the smelting furnaces in his storage space. Jin Jingwei looked at Qinyan's smiling face and felt very angry in his heart. He doesn't dare to mention that he was swindled of 10 Regent Origin Stones because there is no way for him to take them back. Moreover, Xiao Yuemei did not really agree to marry him. She was just saying it verbally. Golden Sun Sect Master said, "Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, don't be too proud. You can only win because outsiders helped you. Your level of inscription is still inferior to our Gold Sun Sect. In 2 days, the other 9 Sun Sects will also arrive. At that time, I would like to invite Gold Sun Sect Master to attend a meeting." Fire Sun Sect Master said with a smile. He was very happy to have obtained an immortal artifact. "Humph." The Gold Sun Sect leader snorted, then left with his men. "Elder Su, I will return. Farewell." After Qinyan finished speaking, he left with Xiao Yuemei. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's elders wanted to go over and say something, but they felt very embarrassed, because they had mocked him before. Su Luan said, "Do you now believe that Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will explode?" Su Xiaoba said in low voice, "Grandfather, I admit that Qinyan is very awesome in terms of inscription, but I still don't believe that Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will really explode." Su Luan glared at Su Xiaoba. "Xiaoba, if you look at this matter with prejudice, then if you have the guts, then stay in Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain and not leave. If you die, don't blame me." Su Luan saw that the other old men were filled with doubt, so he did not say anything and left the hall in anger. Within the hall, Flame Sun Sect Master and other elders are discussing this matter. "We will send people down to take a look. There is still time." Flame Sun Sect Master let out a long sigh and said, "I hope that Pagoda Master Qin's speculation is wrong. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's elders don't want Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain to explode. Moreover, they also don't believe that Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will be destroyed in a short period of time. Therefore, They don't believe Qin Yun's words. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei returned to the cave. Xiao Yuanmei hugged the kitten and said with smile, "Brother, I knew you would win, but I really did not expect you to defeat that guy twice. Haha, that idiot is truly too naive. This kitten is for you." Qin Yun erased the mental imprint on the kitten's body. "Thank you, brother. Xiao Yuanmei is very fond of this kitten. She is still learning to meow." Xiao Yuanmei can now control the kitten and let it run all over the place. Su Luan arrived. He entered the hall and said, "Pagoda Master Qin, they just sent me sound transmission. They have decided to enter the heavenly mountain to take a look. We will know the result very soon." Xiao Yuanmei curled her lips and said, "Even if they go in, they won't be able to see anything." Su Luan said with frown, "Why? Miss Xiao, didn't you say that there are cracks in the inner core?" Xiao Yuanmei nodded and said, "There are indeed cracks, and they have just appeared. But the inner core can repair the cracks. After repairing, it will crack again, repair again, crack again, until it can no longer be repaired and explode. She can foresee the future, so she is very certain that Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will explode in 4 days. All right, we can only wait for them to come back." Su Lun let out a long sigh. "Senior Su, what about Golden Sun Sect people?" Qin Yun asked. "They have gone down the mountain. They are staying in a restaurant in the city below the mountain. 2 days later, they will return to Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain." Su Lun said, "Golden Sun Sect will not give up. They will surely think of a way to stay in our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Since you're going to Ancient Domain, just sell it to them. You can make a lot of profit." Xiao Yuanmei said with smile. "Sect Master thinks that even if we go to Ancient Domain, we should leave behind disciples here." Su Lun shook his head and said. Qin Yun pulled Xiao Yuanmei toward the cave entrance and said, "Let's go to the city below the mountain to take a stroll, can we?" "Of course. Xiao Mei has also returned. I will let her accompany you." Su Lun took out a sound transmission magic tool and sent sound transmission to Hua Yimei. Not long after, Hua Yimei arrived at the cave entrance and brought Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei down the mountain. On the road, Qin Yun learned that Hua Yimei has ordered her family to leave Flame Sun Island for a period of time. There are many other islands in the vicinity of Flame Sun Island. They will not be affected by the explosion of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Hua Yimei knows that Xiao Yuanmei likes to eat delicious food, so she brought Qin Yun and others to a restaurant to eat. Inside a restaurant, Qin Yun, Xiao Yuanmei, and Hua Yimei are eating and drinking to their heart's content. Suddenly, someone opened the door and entered. Qin Yun is startled and immediately took out his weapon, preparing to fight. The person who has arrived is Jin He. "Senior, it's you? Quickly sit." Qin Yun saw Jin He and said with smile, "Great Master is too polite." Jin He said with smile and then closed the door. After Jin He sat down, he poured wine for Qin Yun and said, "Great Master's performance today has greatly broadened my horizons." Qin Yun said with smile, "Just an insignificant skill." Jin He chuckled and said, "Great Master is too modest. I can never defeat Fifth Brother, but you made him question his life." "Haha, Senior Jin, how is your fifth brother reacting?" Xiao Yuanmei very curiously asked. "He is locked up in his room, ignoring everyone." "Ha ha ha." Jin He very happily laughed and said, "Jin Xuanhu has been mocking Jin He for losing to Qin Yun, and now he has also lost to Qin Yun. Later, Jin He will use this matter to make fun of Jin Xuanhu." "Great Master Jin, how did you know we are here?" Hua Yimei asked in low voice. She has also heard of Jin He's reputation, but she did not expect that a great master like Jin He would be so polite to Qin Yun. "This hotel is opened by our Golden Sun Sect. I heard a waiter go and tell Jin Jingwei that you are here." Jin Jingwei reacted very strongly and then immediately went to look for you. "He might come to cause trouble for you. So I immediately came over." Jin He said with smile. Xiao Yuanmei pursed her lips and said with smile, "Senior Jin, I swindled Jin Jingwei before. When he comes to cause trouble for us, I will have to trouble you to help us block him." Jin He said with frown, "You have a conflict? No wonder this guy is always targeting Great Master." "Oh, that's right. What conflict do you have with Jin Jingwei?" Xiao Yuanmei told Jin He about how she swindled Jin Jingwei. Jin He laughed and shook his head. Soon after, Qin Yin also told Jin He about how Jin Jingwei went to 100 Pagoda sect to seek cooperation, causing Jin He to laugh even more loudly. I knew that they would send Jin Jingwei to 100 Pagoda sect without any results. That brat doesn't know how to respect others. Jin He said with smile. There are many dishes on the table, but Jin He is not eating because he saw that Xiao Yuanmei is eating a lot. Moreover, he ordered many good dishes from this hotel and even said that he will pay for them. Since it is free, Xiao Yuanmei is not polite and began ordering dishes with all her might. Jin He came here not only to curry favor with Qin Yin, he also has an important matter. He said, "Great master, should we go inside and have a chat?" This private room is very big. There are 2 rooms inside. It is used for resting, changing clothes, and bathing. Qin Yin nodded. Jin He entered a room with Jin He. After entering, Jin He asked in low voice, "Is Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain truly going to explode?" Qin Yin nodded and said, "Indeed. Do you believe me?" Jin He nodded with frown. "Of course I believe you, but my father doesn't believe me. Other people also don't believe me. They even said that you deliberately colluded with Flame Sun Sect Master to say that Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is going to explode so that we won't go find trouble with Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain." Senior Jin, truth be told, not only Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will explode, other 9 sun sects will also explode. Naturally, I don't dare to confirm the specifics. This is only my guess. Qin Yin laughed. "Ah!" Jin He cried out in alarm. "I don't dare to confirm whether or not other 9 sun sect volcanoes will explode, but Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will definitely explode. Senior Jin, it will be best if you leave the island in 3 days." Qin Yin said. Jin He's expression is grave. He walked back and forth a few steps and said again, "In 2 days, there will be an important conference. I heard that this conference is related to Starry Sky Road. I don't know the specifics. Great Master, you are also here. Could it be that you're also here for this conference? I am the one who provided the blueprint of Starry Sky Road. However, Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain Sect Master and a group of old men are suspecting that the blueprint is not real. Therefore, in 2 days, they will be working together with other 9 sun sects inscription masters to verify the authenticity of the blueprint." Qin Yin said. Chapter 1031. Great Master's demeanor. Qin Yin has already thought of a good excuse. He will say that he found it in Star Traveling Pagoda's Star-Picking Pavilion. If he says the truth, then the matter of Yu Shutian being the Star Fairy Princess will also be exposed. He cannot expose Yu Shutian's matter because it will put her in danger. Jin He nodded his head and said, "Dragon Sect people also told me about Star Traveling Pagoda. The reason why I went to Dragon Sect is to find the Starry Sky Road. Dragon Sect has been destroyed." Qin Yin said with smile. "I heard they also told me many things about you in Ordinary Realm. You are a soul refining inscription master. You have Wildfire Inscription and Star-Lord Inscription Spirit. You even lost Wildfire Inscription Spirit to Brother Yu." Jin He said with smile. "Golden Sun Sect and Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain people don't believe it, but I do. Senior Jin, let's just let this matter be. It is both true and false. It is very beneficial to me. I don't want to be remembered by them." Qin Yin shook his head and smiled. "It seems like we can go to Ancient Domain because of your contribution." Jin He is now filled with expectation towards the construction of the Starry Sky Road. "It is not all my contribution. When the time comes, we will have to rely on the 9 sun sects, because constructing the Starry Sky Road requires a great amount of manpower and material resources. Our 100 Pagoda sect cannot complete it in a short period of time." Qin Yin said. Jin He nodded. At this time, a noise can be heard from outside. Qin Yin said in low voice, "Is Jin Jingwei here? Don't go out first. Relax. Those 2 girls will not have any problem. We will wait. If Jin Jingwei really does something outrageous, we will go out and thoroughly deal with him." Jin He said with smile. Jin Jingwei found out that Hua Yimei, Xiao Yuanmei, and Qin Yin have come to this restaurant. So he went to find people to take back the Regent Origin Stones. He doesn't know that he has already arrived. Xiao Yuanmei and Hua Yimei are eating here. They saw the door was suddenly kicked open, but they did not make any noise. Because Qin Yun and Jin He are here, they are not afraid. Moreover, they also know that Jin Jingwei will come. Jin Jingwei arrived with a few people, 2 middle-aged and 1 old man. He violently kicked open the door and then closed it. "Little girl, what is your name?" Jin Jingwei coldly looked at Xiao Yuanmei and shouted loudly. "Gunai." Xiao Yuanmei said with a smile. Then she shook a piece of meat in her hand and said, "Do you want to eat?" "Stupid girl, don't think that I don't know that it's my grandaunt's wish." Jin Jingwei stepped on the chair, slammed his palm on the table, and shouted loudly, "What kind of venerable master is that guy, but he joined hands with you to swindle 10 Regent Origin Stones from me? I won't look into what happened before. You just need to return the Regent Origin Stones to me." Xiao Yuanmei curled her lips and said, "You were the one who wanted to give it to him. What's more, you said you would come to me to propose marriage, but you didn't." Jin Jingwei furiously said, "Qin Yun and you are not disciples of Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. If I went to propose marriage, wouldn't I be making a fool of myself in front of everyone? I didn't expect you to be so shameless." Xiao Yuanmei said with charming smile, "Stupid girl, don't play dumb with me. Quickly tell Qin Yun to come out and return the Regent Origin Stones to me. Otherwise you won't be able to leave this restaurant." Jin Jingwei furiously yelled, "Jin Jingwei, you wanted to take advantage of me. You harbored evil intentions towards me. That's why you gave my brother 10 Regent Origin Stones. You deserve to be swindled." Xiao Yuanmei is still as calm as before. She took out the cat and said with a smile, "If you have the guts, come and attack." Seeing the cat, Jin Jingwei and the few people beside him are suddenly startled and hastily retreated. They saw with their own eyes how the cat destroyed the sturdy tiger puppet. The tiger puppet was refined with many good materials, but it was still injured all over. If its flesh and blood were scratched, it would have turned red. Even armor would not be able to resist. "Father, you are a half-immortal. Quickly kill that cat." Jin Jingwei promptly hid behind a tall and sturdy old man. This old man is Jin Jingwei's father, Jin Gangbao. Jin Xuanhu is ranked 5th, Jin Gangbao is ranked 6th, and Jin He is ranked 7th. They're all brothers. Jin Gangbao also knows how terrifying that cat is. He hastily took out a net and shouted, "Little girl, don't act recklessly. This net of mine is a King Grey Dao tool. It won't be a problem to capture that cat of yours." Xiao Yuanmei giggled and said, "How about we give it a try? Let's see if your net or my cat is more powerful." She is not afraid of the net because the cat has mysterious penetration divine ability. It can easily pierce through the net. At this time, the door of the room suddenly opened and Qin Yun and Jin He walked out. "Hey, Ahi, why are you here?" Jin Gangbao is very shocked to see Jin He and promptly took back the net. "Uncle He, hello." Jin Jingwei is also scared. He promptly bowed and saluted. Although Jin He and Jin Xuanhu are not half-immortals, their inscription level is very high. Therefore, their status is higher than other half-immortals because they will become half-immortals sooner or later. Therefore, even though Jin Gangbao is a half-immortal, he is still very afraid of Jin He. "I heard Venerable Master Qin is here, so I immediately rushed over." Jin Gangbao finished speaking, opened the door, and shouted towards the outside, "Waiter, quickly bring out all the good dishes. Grandpa He and Grandpa Gangbao are here to entertain the esteemed guests." Jin Jingwei cursed his father in his heart. He is actually so terrified. Of course he can understand. After all, Jin He's position is higher than his father. Now, Jin He and Qin Yun have a very good relationship. If he can learn some inscription skill from Qin Yun and make great progress, his position will be even higher. "Uncle He, Uncle Qin, quickly sit down." After Jin Jingwei realized this, his face became filled with a very hypocritical smile. He promptly wiped down 2 chairs and let Qin Yun and Jin He sit down. Xiao Yuanmei and Hua Yimei looked at each other and smiled. They thought that Jin Jingwei would be taught a lesson. They did not expect him to react so quickly. Qin Yin said with smile, "I am not old. Don't call me uncle. Pagoda Master Qin, you are younger than me, yet your inscription talent is so outstanding. You have already reached the level of Venerable Master. Moreover, your strength is also very strong. To be able to defeat a martial emperor like Su Xiaoba, this little brother admires you from the bottom of my heart." Jin Jingwei promptly poured wine for Qin Yin. His expression is filled with reverence. Qin Yin also did not expect that Jin Jingwei's attitude would change faster than flipping a book. King Kong Bao laughed and said, "It's my honor to have a meal with Grandmaster Qin. I'm Jin Bao, Ahi's sixth brother. I have a very good relationship with Ahi. All right, these two are my eldest and second sons. Awei is my third son." Jin Gongbao's eldest and second sons also bowed respectfully to Qin Yin. Qin Yin said with smile, "Sit down." He did not want to make their relationship so awkward. After all, Jin Gangbao and Jin Jingwei's attitudes were quite good. Jin Gangbao said, "Venerable Master Qin, let's forget about the 10 Regent Origin Stones. Consider them our small gift to you." Jin Jingwei looked at Jin He. He doesn't dare to speak carelessly. He just calmly listened. Earlier, he had ridiculed Jin He in the palace hall because Jin Xuanhu was very powerful at that time. He thought that he could curry favor with Jin Xuanhu, but he did not expect that Jin Xuanhu would be defeated and even become dispirited and listless. Now Jin Jingwei is worried that Jin Xuanhu will be like Jin He and become very respectful toward Qin Yin. At that time, he and his father will have to suffer. As the saying goes, courtesy demands reciprocity. Qin Yin took out 2 mysterious penetration Dao talismans and handed them over to Jin Gangbao. He said with smile, "These are the mysterious penetration Dao talismans I refined. Stick them on the Ghost Beast Emperor Essence stones, and the Regent Origin stones will come out." Jin Jingwei yelled in alarm hearing this. "I have already heard of this talisman. Father, quickly give it a try. Transcending Xianxi region has many huge sea beasts. All of them are Ghost Beast Emperors. Therefore, Jin Gangbao and the others have some Ghost Beast Emperor Essence stones." Jin Gongbao's 3 sons opened their eyes wide in amazement as they looked at their father trying the talismans. Jin Gangbao stuck the mysterious penetration Dao talisman on a black stone and activated the talisman's power. Then a Regent Origin stone fell out. It is a high-quality Regent Origin stone. This caused the father and son to become very excited. This talisman is truly awesome. It is truly a divine object. Great Master is truly brilliant. Our 9 sun sects have been passed down for many years, but we still haven't found a method to quickly open essence stones. Many thanks to Great Master for gifting such a generous gift." Jin Jingwei saw that Qin Yin has such a good thing and secretly cursed himself for being kicked in the head by a donkey. He actually provoked Qin Yin again and again. He feels that he is very lucky to still be alive. Jin Gangbao looked at the 2 talismans and repeatedly exclaimed in admiration, as expected of a great master who defeated a he and 5th brother. "This talisman is truly awesome." Jin He is also slightly amazed. He looked at the kitten in Xiao Yuamei's bosom and asked, "This kitten can enter the tiger's body using that kind of talisman?" Qin Yin nodded and said with smile, "These 2 talismans can be used dozens of times. Everyone eat." Jin Jingwei said, "Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain suffered great losses because they wanted to obtain that kind of talisman. Golden Sun sect also knows about this matter, but they don't know about the power of mysterious penetration Dao talisman. Now they can finally see it for themselves." Jin Gangbao said, "Venerable Master Qin, did you come to Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain to be a guest? How about this? How about you come to our Golden Sun sect as a guest? Although you won 5th Brother's Immortal Hammer and Smelting Furnace, Sect Master will definitely welcome you to become our guest elder." Hua Yimei is now even more aware of how awesome a Venerable Master is. She's actually being fought over by others to become a guest elder. "This is actually a very good idea." Jin, he said with smile, I will immediately notify fifth brother. Let's see whether or not he is willing to come and have a chat. Jin Xuanhu is also in the restaurant. After he returned, he has been staying in his room, ignoring everyone. But after learning that Qin Yun is here, he immediately rushed over. Genie said with smile, fifth brother said he will come immediately. The food has also arrived. A group of people came in with dishes and placed them on the big table. At this time, Jin Xuanhu also rushed over in great haste and stood at the door looking at Qin Yun. Chapter 1032. Crystal Dragon Boat. Jin Xuanhu has a very valiant appearance. Although he is an old man, his face is full of beard and his ferocious appearance. No matter what, he has a very fierce appearance. As soon as he arrived, he looked at Qin Yun with an expression as if he wants to eat Qin Yun alive. Apart from Qin Yun, all the people inside the private room are very worried. Jin Xuanhu lost to Qin Yun twice in a row. Moreover, he was very arrogant in front of Qin Yun and said many arrogant words. But then he lost to Qin Yun twice, and even lost a pair of immortal hammers. He has lost a lot of face. Jin He and Jin Gangbao are also worried that Jin Xuanhu will not be able to endure and attack Qin Yun. Qin Yun is very calm. He said with faint smile, Senior Jin, quickly sit down and eat. We just ordered a table full of dishes. You came just in time. Relax. I, Jin Xuanhu, am not a despicable person who bullies the weak. Jin Xuanhu's innately fierce old face revealed a trace of smile. Then he sat down. After he sat down, Hua Yimei suddenly became very nervous and moved closer to Xiao Yuemei. Xiao Yuemei was also somewhat worried, but now that Jin Xuanhu has sat down, she feels relieved. Pagoda Master Qin, there is one thing I don't understand. Please enlighten me. Jin Xuanhu is also very polite. He raised a cup of wine and toasted Qin Yun. After drinking the wine, he said, Why are your kitten's claws so sharp? The materials you used were only black water crystal beast bones and dragon bones. Qin Yun faintly smiled. My dragon bones are not ordinary dragon bones. They are the bones of a mortal dragon. He finished speaking and hinted at Xiao Yuemei to take out the kitten's claws. Jin Xuanhu carefully observed the kitten's claws and even touched them. His expression slightly changed. He said with frown, So that's how it is. You heavily refined the kitten's claws. They are equivalent to very strong weapons, and there are many runes on them. Jin He exclaimed in admiration and said, Venerable Master Qin, you didn't have much time, but you can still carve runes to this step. Your speed of carving runes is very fast and very good. The kitten's body is very weak, but because it has Thunder Totem, its speed is as fast as lightning. Then you focused on refining the kitten's claws, giving the kitten a very powerful weapon. In this way, coupled with its lightning-fast speed, it can cut through the tiger's body. Now Jin Xuanhu also realized why his tiger was defeated. Qin Yun nodded with a smile. If your tiger had a defensive rune and released a protective barrier, the kitten wouldn't have been able to succeed so easily. I was too careless. Jin Xuanhu is very vexed. He cupped his fist towards Qin Yun and said, Venerable Master Qin, I wholeheartedly accept my defeat. Let me toast you again. Qin Yun also raised his wine cup and downed it in one gulp. He said with a smile, You're too polite. Jin Gangbao and his family did not dare to speak. Jin He and Jin Xuanhu are Golden Sun Sect Master's most beloved inscription master sons, and now they are very respectful towards Qin Yun. Fifth brother, although you lost, you can still gain something from it. Jin He said with smile. Jin Xuanhu nodded his head. I benefited a lot. Jin Gangbao suddenly said, Fifth brother, Venerable Master Qin has a kind of mysterious penetration Dao talisman. It can allow us to quickly extract Regent Origin Stones from Essence Stones. Jin Gangbao took out a talisman and an Essence Stone and tested it on the spot. After seeing this, Jin Xuanhu suddenly realized why the kitten was able to enter the tiger's body. Venerable Master Qin, how much is this talisman? Jin Xuanhu asked. 2 best quality Regent Origin Stones for 1 talisman. 1 talisman can be used more than 10 times. Qin Yun said, "Not very expensive. I want 100 talismans. When can I deliver them?" Jin Xuanhu very straightforwardly asked. Qin Yun sold Old Fakian and Su Luan 1 region origin stone each time. Now he is selling 2 region origin stones. He did not expect Jin Xuanhu to not care about it at all. "I can deliver them now," Qin Yun said with a smile. Then he took out a storage pouch and handed it over. "There are 110 talismans inside. The other 10 are for fifth brother Jin." "All right." Jin Xuanhu laughed heartily. He also took out a storage pouch and handed it over to Qin Yun. "There are 200 best quality region origin stones inside." Qin Yun received the storage pouch with a smile. Together with the 1,000 region origin stones Su Luan gave him, he now has 1,200 best quality region origin stones and 3,000 to 4,000 high quality region origin stones. He feels that it should be enough for him to enter late stage martial emperor or even peak stage. "Fifth brother, what do you need these talismans for?" Jin Gangbao asked in low voice. "They are very useful for our Golden Sun sect. They can allow us to obtain large amount of region origin stones very quickly. I want to use them for research. If father wants them, tell him to buy them from Venerable Master Qin." Jin Xuanhu said with a smile. Jin Jingwei secretly sighed in his heart. Qin Yun must have many region origin stones in his hands, but he still swindled 10 of them. He doesn't dare to think about it anymore. Being able to maintain good relations with Qin Yun is more important than anything else. "Venerable Master Qin, let's eat, let's eat," Jin Xuanhu said with a smile. "We didn't fight. We didn't get to know each other. My words were offensive to you before. Please forgive me. It's nothing, it's nothing. Even though I defeated fifth brother Jin in puppet competition, I am still inferior in other aspects." Qin Yun is also interested in the materials in Jin Xuanhu's hands. If they become friends, he might be able to exchange them for some later. Soon after, Qin Yun chatted with Jin He, Jin Xuanhu, and Jin Gangbao. They talked about many secrets of transcending Xianxi region, as well as the mysterious immortal sect. This matter greatly broadened the horizons of Hua Yimei, Jin Jingwei, and the other juniors. Jin Xuanhu suddenly took out a Dao Tool treasure mirror. It is used for sound transmission. He used his mental power to read the contents of the treasure mirror, and his thick white eyebrows creased. "Fifth brother, what is it?" Jin Gangbao hastily asked. "River Sun Palace's people have arrived. They are not willing to set foot on the island. They want our Golden Sun sect and Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain to welcome them." Jin Xuanhu said, "River Sun Palace's people are too arrogant." Jin He cursed in low voice. "They're always like this." Jin Xuanhu said again, "River Sun Palace's people want to hold a meeting at their place." Jin Gangbao said, "River Sun Palace's people are really putting on a show. Let's go. We will go to the seaside to take a look. They must have arrived in Crystal Dragon Boat." Jin Xuanhu said, "Venerable Master Qin, will you also come with us?" "Of course," Qin Yun said with a smile. Soon after, they left the restaurant and boarded a large carriage. On the carriage, Jin He said, "I heard that River Sun Palace has been searching for all kinds of strange people for the past few years. I don't know what they want." Jin Xuanhu coldly groaned and said, "River Sun Palace's medicinal plants have some problem. They are unable to grow, and they are searching everywhere for a solution. Some time ago, they came to look for me, but they did not want to talk to me about those medicinal plants, so I did not go. They are coming in Crystal Dragon Boat. It is very likely that they want to invite 9 Sun Sects people to help them solve the problem." Qin Yun curiously asked, "Is River Sun Palace's face that big?" Jin Xuanhu nodded his head and said, "River Sun Palace's people can refine longevity jade nectar that can prolong people's life. For many years, many people from 9 Sun Sects drank longevity jade nectar to live longer. Moreover, they managed to break through and enter Immortal Desolate. So that's how it is." Qin Yin now understands why River Sun Palace is so domineering. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain, and Golden Sun sects, people rushed over to greet them. Not long after, they arrived at the seaside. When Qin Yin got off the car, he saw that there seemed to be a very long crystal dragon crawling on the sea surface in front of him. This is the crystal dragon boat. It is more than 10,000 meters long. It looks like a crystal dragon. It is completely made of crystal. This thing is also a very strong, immortal tool. If River Sun Palace's people want to cross tribulation, they can just hide inside and easily cross tribulation. Jin Xuanhu is also filled with yearning. Among all the 9 sun sects, River Sun Palace has the most dreadful things. Then they flew towards the crystal dragon boat at low altitude. The dragon's head is very big. It looks like it was carved out of a huge crystal mountain. The dragon's mouth is now wide open. It is the entrance to the inside of the boat. Jin Xuanhu and the others arrived at the dragon's mouth. It looks like they are standing at the entrance of a huge mountain cave. But this is a crystal mountain. It is exquisite and exquisite. It is very beautiful. There are many powerful guards guarding the entrance. They can also recognize Jin Xuanhu. Jin Xuanhu did not say a word. He just swaggered in with Qin Yun and the others. On the way, they sensed the aura of flame, sun, heavenly mountain, and golden sun sex people. They have already arrived. After entering, someone led the way and brought them to a very spacious lobby. The ceiling and sides of this lobby are made of thick crystal. You can see the blue sky by raising your head. You can also see the boundless sea through the thick crystal walls. Flame Sun Sect Master and Golden Sun Sect Master are also here. There are also some other sects' important elders and disciples. They are very shocked to see Qin Yun and Jin Xuanhu together. Then they immediately realize that Qin Yun and Jin Xuanhu are friends. Seeing Qin Yun walking together with Jin Xuanhu and Jin He, Golden Sun Sect's people are secretly regretting that they did not curry favor with Qin Yun before and instead suspected him. At this time, another group of black-clothed people walked in from another passage. They were already here. Jin Xuanhu said in low voice, "It is Earth Sun Abyss's Earth Sun Palace." Jin, he said, "River Sun Palace is an underwater palace. And Earth Sun Palace is an even deeper underwater palace, so their relationship is very good." Jin Xuanhu, long time no see. You still have not become half immortal. A black-clothed old man said with chuckle. "I still don't want to. Why do you care?" Jin Xuanhu coldly groaned and said, "I don't care. But if you're not a half-immortal, you won't be able to refine half-immortal tools. Haha." That black-clothed old man's voice is filled with ridicule. The Gold Sun Sect Master and the Fire Sun Sect Master also walked over and chatted with a short old man floating in the air. The short old man with pitch-black skin was the Palace Master of the Earth Sun Palace. Chapter 1033. Medicine King Chu. The people of the 9 Sun Sects have already heard about the matter of River Sun Palace's medicinal ingredients. There are even many capable people who have been summoned by River Sun Palace. For example, talented inscription masters like Jin Xuanhu, as well as pill masters from various great sections. But even now, River Sun Palace's medicinal ingredient problem has not been solved. River Sun Palace's medicinal ingredients are very important. They're used to refine longevity jade nectar. It is very beneficial to all the 9 sun sects because it will allow them to live longer. Because of this, all the 9 sun sects are doing their best to help. Jin Xuanhu groaned in a very bad mood. "I don't know what is going on with those River Sun Palace people. They came to find me, but refused to tell me the details. How am I supposed to help them?" Earth Sun Palace Master said with smile. "Jin Xuanhu, didn't River Sun Palace bring the Crystal Dragon boat here to discuss the matter openly?" "I hope so. If River Sun Palace still tries to hide things from others, we won't even know how to help them," Jin Xuanhu said. Not long after, an old woman wearing white gown walked out. The sect masters of the Earth Sun Sect, the Golden Sun Sect, and the Fire Sun Sect immediately went up to greet the old woman politely. Following that, the elders of the 3 sects went up to greet the old woman. "Medicine Master Shui, what is the situation now?" Earth Sun Palace Master asked. "The situation is not very optimistic. We must resolve it as soon as possible. Otherwise, we won't have longevity jade nectar anymore." The old woman's expression is very grave as she said, "You all come with us. Everyone else wait here." Qin Yun, some juniors, as well as some middle-aged men are waiting outside. Su Xiaoba walked over and said to Jin Jingwei, "You bastard, you were opposing Qin Yun before. How can you be so friendly with him now? Spineless bastard." Jin Jingwei wants to slap Su Xiaoba to death for saying this kind of thing in front of so many people. Luckily, his skin is very thick, he said with a smile. "I and Brother Yun had a small misunderstanding before. Now we are friends." Su Xiaoba yelled at Qin Yun. "You fought Jin Xuanhu a second time before. Why didn't you fight me a second time? If I fought Jin Xuanhu, I would only lose a few things. Sparring with you will not only be very tiring, but I will also be seriously injured and even lose my life." Qin Yun shook his head and smiled. "Su Xiaoba, if you want to compete with me, take out 10,000 king-quality Regent Origin Stones as the gambling stake." 10,000 best-quality Regent Origin Stones? Why don't you just die? Su Xiaoba furiously said. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain and Golden Sun Sect's young disciples find this very funny because it is clear that Qin Yun does not want to compete with Su Xiaoba. Xiao Yueme curled her lips and said, "Little shameless dog. My brother's not good at fighting. He is just an inscription master. Last time, I was forced to compete with you. Don't bother him anymore." Su Xiaoba is infuriated by Xiao Yueme's words. Everyone's face is filled with disbelief. Qin Yun is not good at fighting, yet he was able to defeat a martial emperor like Su Xiaoba. Even a child would not be fooled by this. Qin Yun nodded and said, "My main focus is on researching runes. I am just an amateur when it comes to fighting. Have you ever seen an inscription master who rolls up his sleeves and fights with others? You're even fighting to the death. My fighting style is mainly to throw magic tools, Dao talismans, and so on." Su Xiaoba is extremely domineering. Even an amateur can defeat him. "Qin Yun, don't be cocky. I admit that your inscription level is very high, but I'm the strongest when it comes to talent." Su Xiaoba said. "Brother Xiaoba, how about this? After a period of time, I will refine a puppet to fight with you. If you can defeat my puppet, it will be considered my loss. How about it? This way, I won't have to personally go up on stage and fight you." Qin Yun said with a smile. Everyone became extremely expectant after hearing this. Everyone has seen Qin Yun's kitten. It is just a bit bigger than a fart, but it defeated Jin Xuanhu's big tiger. Moreover, it was refined in just a few hours. If Qin Yun seriously refines a very strong puppet, it will surely be very strong. It is not impossible for it to contend against a peak martial emperor like Su Xiaoba. Su Xiaoba firmly clenched his fists and yelled, "All right, you must remember this matter." Qin Yun secretly let out a sigh of relief after dealing with Su Xiaoba. Xiao Yueme said with charming smile, "Little shameless puppy, if you can't defeat my brother's puppet, you might as well find a tofu and kill yourself." Su Xiaoba is filled with confidence as he loudly said, "Little girl, just wait and see. I will surely tear your brother's puppet to pieces." Jin Jingwei doesn't dare to speak. Seeing how Xiao Yueme called Su Xiaoba little shameless puppy, he knows that Xiao Yueme is very capable. Qin Yun shook his head. He is looking at the incomparably spacious azure ocean through the thick crystal wall. At this time, Su Luan suddenly walked out and said to Qin Yun, "Pagoda Master Qin, River Sun Palace Master invites you over." Qin Yun said with frown, "I am not proficient in medicinal ingredients." "Forget it." Su Luan said, "River Sun Palace Master heard about your achievements and thinks that you can go in and listen to everyone's discussion." "All right." Qin Yun nodded and followed behind Su Luan. Inside is a bright hall with walls made of white crystal. There are many flower beds in the middle of the hall. There are withered flowers and plants planted on them. They are all medicinal ingredients. After Qin Yun arrived, he saw River Sun Palace's group of white-clothed people. The person leading them is a very young white-clothed man. His face is elegant and refined. He is wearing white long gown. He is giving off a scholarly air. He is precisely River Sun Palace Master. Qin Yun is not surprised that River Sun Palace Master is so young. After all, River Sun Palace can refine longevity jade nectar. "Greetings, River Sun Palace Master." Qin Yin simply greeted him. "Pagoda Master Qin, there is no need to be so polite. Even though you are not proficient in medicinal ingredients, you are still a very capable person." River Sun Palace Master faintly smiled. "He is very refined and courteous." Qin Yin nodded. At this time, Jin Xuanhu also pulled him over. That alchemist Shui from before took out a withered sapling, placed it on the table, and said, "Alchemists, carefully look at this sapling. Why can't it continue to grow?" Other alchemists looked at it and repeatedly shook their heads. This kind of matter is something only alchemists are proficient in, so Jin He and other inscription masters are just watching from the side. They came here to cooperate with alchemists to refine some tools. "Carefully look again," River Sun Palace Master said. One alchemist sighed and said, "There is a big problem with the sapling. It is absorbing insufficient energy. That is why it can't grow. I can only see this much." Another alchemist said, "River Sun Palace has been planting medicinal ingredients for many years. It is impossible for them to make this kind of mistake. On the surface, it looks like it is absorbing insufficient energy, but there must be some other reason." Other alchemists also repeatedly nodded their heads. Alchemist Shui shook her head and said, "It is not energy deficiency. These medicinal sprouts are absorbing abundant energy. Our River Sun Palace would never make this kind of low-level mistake." Flame Sun Sect Master asked, "How many medicinal ingredients are having this problem?" "All three of the medicinal ingredients used to refine longevity jade nectar are having this problem," Alchemist Shui said. "Making people live forever is also a heaven-defying action. Could it be that this is heaven's wrath?" Golden Sun Sect Master let out a long sigh and said, "River Sun Palace Master, I think we should drop this matter. Our cultivation path is also for the sake of longevity. Isn't this also a heaven-defying action?" River Sun Palace Master shook his head and said, "We must find a reason." Jin Xuanhu said, "If you find a reason and need help from us inscription masters, we will surely cooperate. But now you alchemists don't even know the reason. What is the point of calling us here?" Alchemist Shui said in an urgent voice, "Everyone wait a bit. Medicine King Chu will arrive soon." "Medicine King Chu," Suluan said in amazement. "Could it be that legendary Medicine King Chu?" River Sun Palace Master nodded and said, "It is indeed that Medicine King Chu. It was with great difficulty that we managed to contact him. He said that he will come today. He will also bring his team." Jin He said, "According to legend, Medicine King Chu has already become immortal and has refined immortal pill. Because he is too heaven-defying, his seventh half immortal tribulation has not arrived yet, and he is unable to enter immortal desolate. With this guy here, the problem should be solved, right?" Jin Xuanhu said with smile. "This kind of legendary old monster has appeared. What are you still worried about?" River Sun Palace Master shook his head and said, "Before the problem is solved, I cannot be at ease." Qin Yin looked at the medicinal sprout on the table. He used Extinction Spirit Eye to look at it and discovered something strange. There are 9 shining threads inside the medicinal sprout. 8 of them are very bright, but the 9th one is very weak. It looks like it will be extinguished at any time. "It is related to the fallen sun." Ling Yuner said, "Xiao Yun, how do you think we can make this medicinal sprout grow again?" "Very simple. A 9 condensation Dao talisman can solve it." Qin Yun thought for a bit and replied. While Qin Yun is looking at the medicinal sprout, Alchemist Shui suddenly became very excited because Medicine King Chu has arrived. Several big shots of various sects immediately went out to greet him. Medicine King Chu is a legend. He has lived in transcending Xianxi region for many years. It is said that when 9 Sun sects appeared, Medicine King Chu was already very famous. Now, everyone had finally met this legendary figure. Medicine King Chu has white hair and a youthful complexion. He is wearing light yellow robe. He has the air of an immortal and great expert. He said with clear smile, "Everyone is too polite. I am just an old fart." There are more than 10 youngsters behind Medicine King Chu. Each and every one of them has very arrogant expression. They're not saying anything, They're looking at the people in the hall with eyes filled with disdain. Medicine King Chu is immortal. He has lived for many years. His disciples are all very talented people. Medicine King Chu, you should already know the specifics of the situation. Quickly take a look at our sect's immortal medicines. Why is this happening? River Sun Palace Master very politely and respectfully said to Medicine King Chu. Chapter 1034. Chapter 1034. Setting Sun Mysterious Palm Chin. Yin really did not expect that there would be such a great legend in transcending Xianxi region. Someone who can make the big shots of Nine Sun sects respect him so much. Medicine King Chu picked up a wilted medicinal sprout, put it in his mouth, and chewed it. He tightly frowned, then looked at the hundreds of medicinal sprouts in the flower beds and said again, I want to see the ones that have grown a bit bigger. Medicine Master Shui promptly ordered people to take out more flower beds. These medicinal sprouts have grown even bigger. They are as tall as a person's knee. It looks like they were about to blossom, but they withered just as they were about to blossom. River Sun Palace can only use secret method to freeze these medicinal sprouts. If this continues, the medicinal sprouts will wither and die. Using the Extinction Spirit Eye, Qin Yun can clearly see that there are only 8 glowing threads inside each medicinal herb. The remaining one is missing. After Medicine King Chu carefully looked, he said, the medicinal plants are not absorbing enough energy. Everyone began discussing in low voice because this is also the conclusion they came to before. But Medicine Master Shui saw Medicine King Chu waved his hand and did not continue speaking. Medicine King Chu said in clear voice, you all can also see this result. It is just that we don't know how to solve this problem. We also don't know why the plants are not absorbing enough energy. Medicine Master Shui nodded and said, precisely. River Sun Palace's medicinal plants are all grown by Medicine Master Shui. This is mainly because your planting method has a very big flaw. After accumulating for many days and months, it caused the seeds to have a very big problem. Now, the problem has broken out on a large scale. Medicine King Chu walked back and forth with a medicinal plant in his hand. No one dares to say anything. They are earnestly listening to him. After all, Medicine King Chu is the authority here. Medicine King Chu's brows are tightly locked as he said again. The reason why the seeds suddenly broke out is because of the environment in which you planted them. It will not be easy to solve this problem. First, we need to find a good place, and then we need to set up a formation to irrigate the medicinal plants. There are a total of 9 formations that I need. River Sun Palace Master asked, what kind of formation are they? Are they mainly used to gather energy? Medicine King Chu shook his head and said, they are not. You just need to follow my instructions. My disciple will direct your inscription masters to arrange it. Other few medicine masters are somewhat doubtful. An apothecary asked, there's a problem with the medicinal herbs absorbing energy. That's why they can't continue growing. They need to absorb energy. That is correct, but if we don't fix the seed's flaw, it will not be able to absorb energy. Medicine King Chu said with a smile, what's wrong with the seed? Can you tell me in detail? Medicine Master Shui was also very curious. Only a few alchemists could speak up, while the others listened quietly. Medicine King Chu said with a smile, there is a big flaw in the seed. I can't solve it. As long as you do as I say, arrange the 9 great formations, and then carry out the sacrifice to summon the Earth God. Then let the Earth God deal with it. Actually, this is mainly because the Earth God is very angry, so he deliberately controlled the energy of heaven and earth, not letting it enter your medicinal herbs. This is a curse. The seniors in the hall were terrified. If it was someone else saying this, everyone would not believe it. But since it is Medicine King Chu, everyone believes it. Medicine King Chu said with a smile, everyone, don't be afraid. As long as you perform the sacrifice, Great Earth God will forgive you and remove the curse. I have fought against the heavens all my life. I have often dealt with gods. Although this matter is very thorny, I can still deal with it. Bullshit, Qin Yin said in low voice. Qin Yun's words caused many people to look at him. Jin Xuan, who also doesn't believe Medicine King Chu's nonsense, but he doesn't dare to say anything. Now, hearing Qin Yun's words, his expression is filled with admiration. Who do you think you are? You actually dare to question my master? A charming red-clothed woman loudly reprimanded Qin Yun. Where did this brat come from? Quickly make him scram. My master is Medicine King Chu. His name has shaken the transcending Xianxi region for countless years. How can this kind of brat question him? Quickly scram. A white-clothed middle-aged man yelled at Qin Yun. Wait a minute before you scram. Apologize to my master. You questioning him is being disrespectful to him. Qin Yun said with sneer. Why can't I question him? He hasn't even seen the seed, yet he says that there's a big problem with the seed. He even says that the seed is cursed and that only the earth god can remove the curse. He even wants to offer sacrifice. Who is he trying to deceive? Bastard, shut up, that red-clothed woman delicately shouted, flew over and sent a palm attack towards Qin Yun. Just as the red-clothed woman attacked, a glaring red sun suddenly appeared on the sky above her head. It is Red Sun, martial spirit. Someone suddenly yelled in alarm. Her palm technique, could it be setting sun, mysterious palm? That is a peerless Xian technique. Su Luan promptly stepped forward and blocked the palm attack. If you have something to say, then say it. Why are you attacking? After being blocked by Su Luan, that woman furiously said, You made my master come from far away, and yet you are being so disrespectful to him. Especially that ignorant fool. He repeatedly questioned my master. So what if I taught him a lesson? Flame Sun's sect master said in low voice. She is Red Sun martial spirit. She is using setting sun mysterious palm from martial spirit Xian technique. She is a disciple of Setting Sun sect. Setting Sun sect is a very mysterious sect. A disciple of Setting Sun sect is actually Medicine King Chu's disciple. This guy Qin Yun has courted disaster. Qin Yun quickly apologized to Medicine King Chu. Many people now believe in Medicine King Chu even more. Although the sacrifice and curse are somewhat exaggerated, Medicine King Chu is indeed authoritative. Medicine King Chu chuckled and said, Little friend, what I said before is indeed somewhat unreliable, but it is the truth. If you don't believe me, wait until I summon Earth Mother. Then you will understand. Qin Yun said, Even if what you said is true, don't you feel that it is very difficult to solve the problem like this? Moreover, what you said about the seed being defective is completely wrong. Quickly shut up. One of Medicine King Chu's disciples furiously yelled. Junior, when talking to my master, you must bow down. Your tone must be very gentle. Medicine King Chu waved his hand, indicating his disciples not to speak. Then he said again, Little friend, River Sun Palace's medicinal plants can prolong people's life. They are heaven-defying medicinal plants. River Sun Palace has been making medicinal pills all year round to prolong the life of many people who should have died of old age. This violated the law of nature. So Earth God cursed these medicinal plants, causing them to be unable to grow. On the surface, it looks like the medicinal plants are unable to absorb energy, but the truth is that it is the power of nature that prevents them from absorbing energy. He finished speaking and said with a self-mocking smile, Just like how the heavens have not sent down half immortal tribulation, even though I am already immortal. This is a kind of punishment for defying the heavenly Tao. Otherwise, if I had crossed seventh tribulation and become an immortal, I would have become even stronger. That red-clothed woman shouted at Qin Yun. Ignorant junior, what else do you have to say? This is the study of nature's operation. You are just a guy who doesn't know anything, yet you dare to question my master and even speak rudely to my master. Quickly apologize. Su Luan's forehead is filled with cold sweat as he said, Pagoda Master Qin is an expert in inscription, but not pill refinement. I hope Medicine King Chu can forgive me. Medicine King Chu said with smile. So it is a young inscription master. Medicine King Chu's disciples burst into laughter. A little inscription master actually dares to hoot in front of my master. We are also young inscription masters, but we have never dared to be this arrogant. That red-clothed woman said with sneer. Ignorant junior, what kind of skill do you have? You actually came here to participate in such an important meeting. No wonder you are so arrogant. It turns out you are just a small accomplishment inscription master. If we want to compete in inscription technique, who can compete with us, Medicine King Chu's disciples? Master needs all kinds of profound inscription great formation and all kinds of medicine refining tools to plant and refine medicine. We are in charge of all of them. Inscription master, don't be so arrogant in front of us unless you are more awesome than us. Medicine King Chu waved his hand and said with smile, Little friend, what level of inscription master are you? If your talent in inscription is good, I will properly groom you. That red-clothed woman said with sneer. What kind of talent can he have? Jean Xuanhu said, Pagoda Master Qin can carve 11th level of finesse. He is a venerable master. His words caused the expression of that red-clothed woman and Medicine King Chu's disciples to slightly change. 11th level finesse is something even they cannot achieve. If many inscription masters put in great effort, they can achieve 10th level finesse. But if they want to surpass it, it will be very difficult. This is impossible. He is so young. How can he carve venerable master level finesse? He seems to be only initial stage martial emperor. That red-clothed woman said in cold voice. It is true, Genie said. Golden Sun sect master also nodded. This matter is not false. Moreover, the blueprint of Starry Sky Road was provided by him. River Sun Palace and Earth Sun Palace's people burst into commotion because they still don't know that it was Qin Yin who provided them the blueprint. Medicine King Chu and his disciples' expression abruptly changed. They are looking at Qin Yin in disbelief. Medicine King Chu has also come here for the Starry Sky Road. He has lived for a very long time. He has wanted to leave transcending Xianxi region for a very long time. Because he cannot enter Immortal Desolate, he also doesn't want to wander the starry sky alone. So he chose to go to Ancient Domain, which has several epochs of civilization. The red-clothed woman and those few people also felt very embarrassed because they really did not expect Qin Yin to have such a great background. Medicine King Chu also feels very embarrassed because his disciples were too arrogant just now. They almost hit Qin Yin. Little friend, since you have the blueprint of Starry Sky Road, you must be a very experienced and knowledgeable person. It is very normal for you to be suspicious of new and strange things. Medicine King Chu spoke, then firmly held a withered medicinal sprout and poured in energy. Not long after, the withered medicinal sprout suddenly turned green. It has regained some vitality. River Sun Palace's people very excitedly cheered. Medicine King Chu wiped the sweat off his forehead and said, If it is only one medicinal sprout, I can indeed recover, but if it is too many, I can only use the method I just told you. Chapter 1035. Might of one talisman. Everyone can see that the originally withered and yellow medicinal sprout has turned slightly green. It has regained its vitality. Everyone has become even more convinced of Medicine King Chu's words. You are a very skilled inscription master, not bad. However, you are not proficient in medicinal herbs at all. You should speak less. An old man from the Earth Sun Palace said. Pagoda Master Qin, are you worried that you will have to work hard when the time comes? Rest assured, we will not let you work when we are setting up the formation. River Sun Palace Master said with smile. Those medicinal ingredients are very precious to our River Sun Palace. They are our top secret. If he is not from Nine Sun sects, we will not let him participate. Medicine Master Xue said with cold expression. Naturally, Medicine King Chu and his disciples are an exception. One of Medicine King Chu's disciples said with sneer. Since it is like this, we should not let him participate in this matter. We should let him leave so that he doesn't talk nonsense and affect everyone's mood. That red-clothed woman said with sneer. He has the blueprint of Starry Sky Road. Could it be that he is worried that summoning Great Earth God will affect his plan? Starry Sky Road is also very important to us. We will also be anxious to build it. Medicine King Chu said with smile. Pagoda Master Qin, you shouldn't interfere in this matter. I am a professional in medicinal ingredients. Qin Yun said. Medicine King Chu, the medicinal sprout in your hand has not been completely resurrected. If you can completely resurrect it. Medicine King Chu's expression slightly changed. His voice is somewhat ice-cold as he said, All right, I will let you take a look now. He finished speaking. His brows creased and let out a muffled groan. It seems like he is pouring a very strong energy into the medicinal sprout. Not long after, the medicinal sprout became exuberant with vitality and even sprouted tender leaves. Seeing this scene, River Sun Palace and Earth Sun Palace's sect masters and elders let out a cry of alarm and praised Medicine King Chu's fierceness. Since Medicine King Chu can directly resurrect medicinal ingredients, it means that this matter has nothing to do with Great Earth God. There is no need to sacrifice anything to undo the curse. Qin Yun said again. That red-clothed woman said in cold voice. Pagoda Master Qin, you should leave. Your inscription talent is not bad, but when it comes to medicinal herbs, don't point fingers at me. Because of your distrust, Master had no choice but to use 30% of his power to restore that medicinal sprout in order to prove his strength. Hurry up and leave. We don't welcome you here. Another disciple said. Now, many people feel some disgust toward Qin Yun because he is just an inscription master who is not proficient in medicinal ingredients. Yet he keeps questioning Medicine King Chu. It is as if he is looking for trouble. Qin Yun didn't want to stay any longer. He said, I have another question. Medicine King Chu, if you want to offer a sacrifice, you will need some sacrifices, right? What are the offerings? Of course, it's a living person. A middle-aged man sneered. Ignorant fellow, haven't you heard of human sacrifice? Qin Yun suddenly burst in a loud laughter. I finally understand why Medicine King Chu can't wait for the seventh tribulation. Medicine King Chu's expression sank as he asked in cold voice, Are you saying that it is because I killed too many people? Sacrificing a living person will definitely result in the death of many innocent people. Killing too many people is not a problem. If you kill too many evil spirits, there is no problem. If you kill innocent people, then you have committed grave sin. That is why the heavens cut off your path to heavenly passage. Qin Yun said. Shut up. Medicine King Chu furiously shouted and wanted to rush over. Su Luan promptly stood in front of Qin Yun and said, Medicine King Chu, he is just a junior. Moreover, he has the complete blueprint of Starry Sky Road. You don't want to enter ancient domain, but we do. That red-clothed woman delicately shouted. Then can you at least make him scram? He is already angered, Master. If he did not have the blueprint of Starry Sky Road, someone like him would have already died. Medicine Master Shui said in cold voice, Senior Su, you should quickly make him leave. River Sun Palace Master lightly sighed and said, Pagoda Master Qin, you have indeed offended Medicine King Chu. I hope you can sincerely apologize to him. Quickly scram, otherwise I will stake my life and beat you to your knees. I will make you kneel and apologize to Master. A middle-aged man furiously said. Earth Sun Palace Master also yelled, Youngster, be aware and leave. Don't stay here and make a fool of yourself. Do you know how important these medicinal ingredients are to us? It can allow many people to obtain a longer lifespan and live longer. Jin Xuanhu said, Venerable Master Qin, let's go. These guys are only at this level. Jin, he is also indignant on Qin Yun's behalf. He yelled, If you look down on inscription masters, then don't call us here. You called us here, but didn't give us a chance to speak. What is this? You pill masters are so awesome. Deal with them yourselves. Venerable Master Qin, the mysterious penetration Dao talisman you refined can easily produce regent origin stones. Go refine mysterious penetration Dao talisman. Don't waste time with them. Jin Xuanhu said. Qin Yun shook his head and said, The reason why I feel that Medicine King Chu is spouting nonsense is because I also have my own findings. The reason why the medicinal ingredients are unable to grow and wither is because the sky is missing a sun, causing the medicinal ingredients to be unable to absorb Nine Suns' spiritual energy. Medicine Master Shui said with sneer, "This kind of situation already appeared before the sun fell." Qin Yun said, "Before the sun fell, it had already died." His Nine-Sun Divine Hammer also had a problem before the sun fell. Oomph. They are all disciples of Nine-Sun sects. Could it be that their understanding of Nine Suns is inferior to yours? Medicine King Chu said with sneer, "I have a talisman here. It can condense Nine Suns' spiritual energy. You can give it a try." Qin Yun finished speaking and threw the talisman towards River Sun Palace Master. River Sun Palace Master took the talisman and shook his head. "It is just a Tao talisman." Qin Yun said, "Everyone farewell." He finished speaking, then walked towards the door. Jin He and Jin Xuanhu followed behind him. Truly a loathsome demon. He should have scrammed long ago. He actually dared to say such things to my master. That red-clothed woman said with sneer. "Master, please calm down. He is just a guy who doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth." A middle-aged man consoled. Medicine King Chu, Pagoda Master Qin, is indeed young and full of vigor. Don't take his words seriously. Flame Sun Sect Master said with smile. Who exactly is that little demon? He is actually so rude and unreasonable. Oh, that's right. Is his 11th level finesse real? Earth Sun Palace Master asked. Also, what is going on with that mysterious penetration Tao talisman? Soon after, Su Luan began narrating how he met Qin Yun in 100 Pagoda Sect, how he defeated Su Xiaoba, and Qin Yun mastered inscription technique. Finally, he began narrating the competition between Qin Yun and Jin Xuanhu. After Qin Yun left the reception hall, he left the Crystal Dragon boat with Xiao Yuemei and Hua Yimei. Jin Xuanhu's group also left the hotel to eat and drink. Inside the reception hall, Su Luan finished narrating Qin Yun's matter. It is indeed very shocking, especially after Su Luan tested the mysterious penetration Tao talisman on the spot. Seeing how easily Qin Yun took out the Regent Origin Stones, all the inscription masters present repeatedly exclaimed in admiration. Even those arrogant young inscription masters brought by Medicine King Chu very much want to study this mysterious penetration Tao talisman. Su Luan looked at River Sun Palace Master and said, "What kind of Tao talisman did Pagoda Master Qin give us?" River Sun Palace Master promptly took it out, looked at it, then shook his head and said, "I don't know how to look at it." "Who can look at it?" Golden Sun Sect Master said, "I will do it." Golden Sun Sect Master is an inscription master who can refine half-immortal tools. He should know what kind of talisman it is. Su Luan said. Golden Sun Sect Master took the talisman, and his expression abruptly changed. It is Sun Rune. There are extremely complex Sun runes carved on it, as well as several kinds of star and moon runes. This is not an ordinary Tao talisman. Sun runes are very rare. Everyone in the reception hall is startled. Then quickly try it and see whether or not it can make those medicinal sprouts grow again. River Sun Palace Master said, then pointed at those withered flower buds. Let's try those. Golden Sun Sect Master walked over and activated the 9 condensation Tao talisman. 9-colored light mist condensed all around. The light mist began enveloping the withered medicinal sprouts along with the 9 condensation Tao talisman. An astonishing scene suddenly appeared. Those medicinal sprouts on the flower bed suddenly became lush and verdant. Those withered flower buds also gradually recovered their luster. Quickly bring the other small medicinal sprouts over. River Sun Palace Master is extremely excited as he yelled. Medicine King Chu and his disciples are also very shocked in their hearts. Their expression is somewhat unsightly. Everyone in the reception hall looked at each other in amazement, especially those people who drove away Qin Yun just now. Each and every one of them feels very embarrassed. They lower their heads and don't dare to speak. Naturally, the ones who feel the most pain in their faces are Medicine King Chu's disciples. Just now, they praised Medicine King Chu to the heavens and at the same time belittled Qin Yun. But now, Qin Yun's talisman allowed those medicinal plants to regain their vitality. This caused those old medicine masters to feel ashamed and unable to show their face. All the inscription masters present here also feel ashamed of their inferiority. Blossom, blossom! A River Sun Palace elder yelled in shock. He actually made the medicinal plants blossom ahead of time. Everyone looked at those beautiful and alluring flowers that are bathed in 9-colored light and deeply inhaled a mouthful of air. This is the purest 9-sun power. It also contains the essence of star and moon. It contains the essence of sun, moon, and stars. Medicine King Chu's eyes are wide open. His voice is slightly trembling. Medicine King Chu, then, if we have many of these talismans, would we still need to set up the sacrificial formation? River Sun Palace Master recovered from his shock and excitement and hastily asked, "Of course not." Medicine King Chu's expression is somewhat unsightly. "What that little brother said is correct. I am the one who is wrong." River Sun Palace Master hastily said, "Quickly invite them in." Medicine Master Shui's expression is also very unsightly, because she did not give Qin Yun a good look just now. At this time, someone came in and said, "They already left the Crystal Dragon boat. He must be together with a who and a he. I will send sound transmission to them and tell them to bring Pagoda Master Qin here." Golden Sun Sect Master promptly said, he is very happy in his heart because his son has a very good relationship with Qin Yun. Those Earth Sun Palace people just scolded Qin Yun. Now they feel that they have lost something. Chapter 1036. No one's mistake. Qin Yun and company returned to the restaurant on the island. They ate, drank, and chatted in the private room. Jin Xuanhu is holding a pair of chopsticks in his hand as he cursed. That Medicine King Chu is a very pretentious old man, yet he is still criticizing Brother Qin. That group of disciples of his, each and every one of them is arrogant to the heavens, and they even look down on us. If it weren't for the other sect masters, I would have definitely beaten up those brats. Jin, he also cursed. What kind of bullshit disciple is this? They don't have any skill and only know how to talk nonsense. If we were to compare runes, they would not be our match at all. They actually dare to say that their runes are the most powerful. Jin Jingwei said with a smile. If they can't refine something like the mysterious penetration Dao talisman, why would they dare to talk about Venerable Master Qin? Indeed, you don't know how arrogant Medicine King Chu's disciples are. They actually dared to say Brother Qin is ignorant. Jin Xuanhu became angrier as he spoke. Not being able to teach them a lesson makes me very unhappy. They even told Brother Qin to get lost. This is too infuriating. Qin Yun said with a smile, "Ignore them. Let them do whatever they want." Genie suddenly asked, "Brother Qin, you said that Medicine King Chu is unable to attract seventh tribulation. What is going on?" Qin Yun looked at Xiao Yuanmei. Xiao Yuanmei understands these matters very well. Xiao Yuanmei said, "That guy's path to heaven has been terminated." Jin Xuanhu also finds this somewhat inconceivable. He asked, "Little miss, why do you say that? Is he really that sinful?" In any case, if the seventh tribulation doesn't descend, it means that he has lost the chance to become an immortal. Of course, it's still possible to solve this problem. Let's see if he is sincere enough. Xiao Yuanmei said with a smile. "Don't help that Medicine King Chu. That old bastard doesn't know shit. His disciples are so arrogant. That old bastard is definitely not a good person." Jin Xuanhu said, "Let them do whatever they want. It would be best if they don't enter the Starry Sky Road." Jin, he said in a very bad mood. "Those people from Earth Sun Palace are very arrogant. They keep speaking up for Medicine King Chu. Brother Qin, is it really that hard to build the Starry Sky Road? Why don't we do it alone? Don't let those guys participate. It requires a lot of materials, and it must be built in the spirit-desolate Xian Domain. If the Xian Domain is destroyed by the power of world extermination, it won't be able to be built. So it must be completed even faster." Qin Yun shook his head and smiled. "Let's not talk about this anymore. Let's drink." "Right, let's drink," Jin Xuanhu said with a smile. Jin Gangbao and Jin Jingwei also guessed that Qin Yun must have suffered grievances in that hall. Otherwise, Jin Xuanhu and Jin, he would not have reacted like this. Of course, Qin Yun was not affected. At this time, Jin Xuanhu suddenly took out a Dao Tool treasure mirror and said, "Dad sent me sound transmission. I don't know what happened." Golden Sun Sect Master sent a sound transmission to Jin Xuanhu. He wants Jin Xuanhu to bring Qin Yun back. Moreover, he said that the talisman has great use. It can directly make those medicinal plants bloom. After Jin Xuanhu heard this, he is very surprised and told them about this matter. Jin, he asked in amazement, "Brother Qin, what talisman is that? It can actually directly revive those medicinal seedlings." Jin Xuanhu laughed heartily and said, "Ha ha ha. Now, those guys know how awesome Brother Qin is." Qin Yun said, "That talisman can condense the 9 suns' spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Because one of the suns has fallen, there are only 8 types of sun spiritual energy flowing in the heaven and earth. Although the other type of sun spiritual energy is still there, it cannot be absorbed as easily as before." Jin Xuanhu exclaimed in admiration and said, "So it is like this." Those bastards said that inscription masters are useless in the field of medicinal plants. Now they know that it is useful. Qin Yun took out a 9 condensation Dao talisman and a best quality Regent Origin Stone. He placed the talisman on the Regent Origin Stone. The Regent Origin Stone immediately released dense 9-colored light, and a great amount of 9 suns spiritual energy rushed out. This caused Jin Xuanhu to loudly shout in alarm. Hua Yimei, Jin Jingwei, and the other martial emperors are very shocked seeing this kind of 9 sun spiritual energy. Jin Xuanhu loudly shouted, "This kind of talisman, can it be used like this?" Jin cried out in alarm. "I heard that Brother Qin has a method to quickly break through from martial king to martial emperor. It should be this method." Jin Gangbao said, "If you want to quickly release the energy inside the Regent Origin Stone, you have to use a great formation. Our sect also has such a great formation, but we cannot use it frequently. Only when we obtain rewards can we use the Regent Origin Stone to cultivate." Qin Yun doesn't plan to hide a good thing like the 9 condensation Dao talisman. It is very useful inside the transcending Xianxi region. Transcending Xianxi region has a great amount of resources. He can use the talisman to exchange for them. Jin Xuanhu asked, "Brother Qin, are you going to the Crystal Dragon Boat now?" Xiao Yuanmei lightly groaned and said, "Brother, don't go. Let them come by themselves. They are the ones who drove you away." Jin said with smile, "Indeed, don't go. Those guys drove you away so arrogantly before. Now they want to invite you back. We must teach them a lesson. Just stay here, don't go." Jin Xuanhu said with smile. Xiao Yuanmei said with smile, "Brother Tiger, send sound transmission to your father. Tell him that my brother doesn't have time to go. He is crafting a mysterious penetration Dao talisman. Tell them to come back another day." Jin Xuanhu took out the Dao Tool treasure mirror and said, "All right, I will say this. We will stall for a bit. Isn't there going to be a conference in 2 days? Brother Qin can show up at that time." 2 old brothers. "Do you have talisman papers? I want to craft some Dao talismans." Qin Yun asked. "We do." Jin Xuanhu and Jin, he promptly took out many talisman papers. They are all very good quality. Qin Yun took the talisman papers and said, "How much are you selling them for?" "I am giving them to you." Jin Xuanhu said with smile, "Brother Qin, you can take them. No need to be polite with us." Jin he also said, "These talisman papers are just a small thing to them." "Then many thanks, 2 old brothers." Qin Yun said with smile, "Let's go. I will arrange your accommodations." Jin Xuanhu sent sound transmission to Golden Sun Sect Master, then promptly brought Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei to a luxurious suite. Qin Yun indeed wants to craft Dao talismans. Earlier, he gave the Gemini treasure mirror to Yao Fong and Zi Qingsheng so that they can craft Dao talismans inside. Yao Fong's mental power is very strong. It is very easy for her to condense blood spirit power. When she has free time, She will use the Gemini treasure mirror to craft Dao talismans for Qin Yin. There is also a set of 9 condensation Dao talisman runes carved inside the Gemini treasure mirror. Qin Yin wants to craft some because after Jin Xuanhu publicizes the usefulness of 9 condensation Dao talisman, the demand will surely fall short. Golden Sun sect masters said, Venerable Master Qin is in seclusion crafting mysterious penetration Dao talismans. He doesn't have time to come. Everyone in the hall became completely silent. Qin Yin was driven away by them just now. It will not be easy for them to invite him back. They knew very well how the people here treated Qin Yin just now. Medicine King Chu said with sigh, This is all our fault. We had eyes but failed to see. He finished speaking and looked at his disciples and reprimanded them. You are the most responsible, yet you still wanted to use setting sun mysterious palm to attack him. Venerable Master Qin's temper is very good. Otherwise the one who would have died would be you. That red-clothed woman lowered her head, bit her lips, and said in low voice, He might not be able to kill me. Su Luan said, My grandson Su Xiaoba possesses world extermination spirit. He is also a peak martial emperor, but he is not able to defeat Venerable Master Qin without equipment. Aren't you also a peak martial emperor? You can't defeat my grandson. Su Xiaoba possesses world extermination spirit. This is something all the higher-ups of the great sects know. Qin Yin could defeat Su Xiaoba without equipment. If he used equipment, wouldn't he be even more powerful? That red-clothed woman said again, Master, he just said that your sins are grave and so on. Didn't you also want to attack him? Medicine King Chu said with sigh. He is right. It is my fault, maybe. Maybe he has a way to help me deal with it? River Sun Palace Master glanced at Medicine Master Shui and said, Medicine Master Shui, I will go with you to find Venerable Master Qin and personally apologize to him. Moreover, I will give him some gifts. I will also go. I want to consult him on some matters. Medicine King Chu promptly said. Golden Sun Sect Master said, Venerable Master Qin is staying in our Golden Sun restaurant. Everyone can go there and wait. Flame Sun Sect Master is in a bad mood because Qin Yin stayed in Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain before, and now he is staying in Golden Sun Sect's restaurant. However, he can understand it because their Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's people rejected Qin Yin before. Those elders of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain are cursing Su Luan's grandson Su Xiaoba in their hearts. If Su Xiaoba did not spread rumors everywhere, they would not be so prejudiced against Qin Yin. Everyone, let's go together. Anyway, the meeting is about to begin. Flame Sun Sect Master said. Qin Yin and Xiao Yuanmei are crafting Dao talismans inside a secret room. Xiao Yuanmei condensed her blood spirit power on the Gemini treasure mirror and made the mirror project complex runes on the talisman paper. She feels that this is very fun, so Qin Yin is crafting it for her. I really want this kind of mirror. Xiao Yuanmei's face is filled with envy as she looked at the Gemini treasure mirror with pouting mouth. The Gemini heavenly rune inside the mirror is split off from Sister Kang's Gemini heavenly rune. That Gemini heavenly rune needs to absorb a lot of energy to split off. Maybe I can make her Gemini heavenly rune split off again and then refine it into your small mirror. Qin Yin suddenly had a flash of inspiration and said, Your small mirror is also a martial spirit. I will refine a martial spirit. Sister Kong is very good. She is also very good to me. I will go ask her. She will surely be willing to give it a try. Xiao Yuanmei immediately became very happy and said with smile, Brother, Yin Yin and Sister Kong are very good to me. You are so beautiful. Of course they are good to you. Qin Yin caressed her face and said with smile, Let's go back to 100 Pagoda Sect and try again. If your small mirror fuses with Gemini, heavenly rune, maybe it will have another kind of ability. Very good. I really want to go back quickly. Xiao Yuanmei said with charming smile. Seeing how happy Xiao Yuanmei is, Qin Yin informed Yao Feng about this matter. Chapter 1037. Tianshan is doomed among the cities on Fiery Sun Island. The Golden Sun restaurant was the best. At this moment, the entire restaurant had been booked. Several Nine Sun sect masters, as well as Medicine King Chu, are waiting for Qin Yun inside Golden Sun restaurant. They are sitting on chairs in a large hall, drinking tea prepared by Medicine King Chu and patiently waiting for Qin Yun to come out. Jin Xuanhu and Jin here also here. Oh, didn't you guys say that Brother Qin is very ignorant? Why are you looking for him again? Jin Xuanhu looked at Medicine King Chu and other medicine masters and laughed loudly and said, "A bunch of snobs who look down on people." These words made many people's faces turn ugly, but they didn't dare to fly into a rage. Because this restaurant belongs to the Golden Sun sect, and Jin Xuanhu has a very good relationship with Qin Yun. Moreover, Jin Xuanhu is the son of Golden Sun sect master. "Ahu!" The Gold Sun sect leader shouted, "Don't be rude." Jin Xuanhu is also an old man. Moreover, he is a rather arrogant old man, but he is completely convinced by Qin Yun. He was not like Su Xiaoba, who clearly lost but still refused to accept it. I wonder if Brother Qin is willing to see you guys." Jin Xuanhu sat down, looked at Medicine King Chu, and said with smile, "Medicine King Chu, although Brother Qin's cultivation is not high, he is very capable. I just heard his sister mention something about the seventh tribulation." This was what Medicine King Chu was very concerned about. Grandmaster Qin's sister? What did she say? Medicine King Chu hastily asked. "She said that your seventh tribulation can be resolved. That's all. I must say, although Brother Qin's little sister is a little girl, she is also very outstanding." Jin Xuanhu said with smile. He is saying this to help Qin Yun pro-Medicine King Chu's attitude. If Medicine King Chu really cares about crossing tribulation, then he will certainly be willing to pay a great price. Su Luan and Jin Jingwei are very clear about how dreadful Xiao Yuanmei is. It is as if they can already see Medicine King Chu being ruthlessly slaughtered. Su Luan said in low voice, "Sect Master, Venerable Master Qin said before that flame, Sun Heavenly Mountain will explode. Do you believe me now?" Everyone immediately looked at the Fire Sun Sect Master. I can't be sure, but didn't I send someone down to investigate? There will be results very soon. Flame Sun Sect Master said, "That little girl said that she can see the destruction of Flame Sun Island. I really find it hard to believe. Of course, if the core really has cracks as they say, then I have no choice but to believe it. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will be destroyed? This is impossible." River Sun Palace Master frowned and said, "If they wanted to destroy it, the flames released by Heaven Mountain would not be so strong and stable." Exactly. Each of our sects have their own heavenly mountains. Our heavenly mountains are weakening. Only your Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is still flourishing. How can it be destroyed? Earth Sun Palace Master also does not believe it. You still dare to doubt Venerable Master Qin's words? Su Lun curled his lips and said. The Golden Sun Sect Master frowned and said, "Send word that our Golden Sun Sect members in Fire Sun Island must evacuate as soon as possible." Jin Xuanhu said, "I would rather believe it than not." An old man from Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain said in a very bad mood, "Maybe it was Venerable Master Qin who joined hands with your Golden Sun Sect to swindle us? I heard that Grandmaster Qin is very greedy." Genie laughed loudly and said, "You cannot believe it. He is not forcing you to believe it." River Sun Palace Master said, "We will leave immediately after the meeting." The hearts of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's people turn cold. If their heavenly mountain is destroyed, they will be the weakest among the 9 sun sects. I will go and take a look. I will personally go down and take a look at the core. Flame Sun Sect Master said. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei are crafting talismans in a secret room. Xiao Yuanmei is using Gemini Treasure Mirror, and Qin Yun is using carving knife to carve talismans. His talismans can be sold very well here. They can be exchanged for a large amount of high-quality region origin stones. High-quality region origin stones are very useful to him because they contain 9 sun energy. He has now discovered that heavenly runes need to absorb a large amount of energy from Regent Origin stones to grow. He is collecting Regent Origin stones not only for cultivation, but also to refine heavenly runes. In the blink of an eye, 2 days passed by. The meeting has already begun, but Qin Yun still has not come out, so they can only continue with the meeting. The purpose of this meeting is to discuss how everyone will work together to construct the Starry Sky Road and then go to Ancient Domain together. Furthermore, they want to verify the authenticity of the blueprint of the Starry Sky Road. Originally, there were 99 sun sects, but one of them has been destroyed, and now only 8 remain. The 8 9-sun sects of transcending Xianxi region are Golden Sun Sect, Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, River Sun Palace, Earth Sun Palace, Thunder Sun Sect, Heavenly Sun Island, Beast Sun Peak, and Purple Sun Valley. These 8 sects have not been in contact with the 9 sun sects of Immortal Desolate for many years. Originally, the 9 sun sects of Immortal Desolate would frequently contact each other and help the weaker sects develop. But later on, only when there is an important matter, the higher-level Great Desolate would ask the lower-level 9 sun sects to help. Therefore, as time passed, the higher-level Great Desolate lost trust and no longer have any contact with each other. In fact, because the world extermination is approaching, all the 9 sun sects of the higher-level Great Desolate are trying every means possible to get rid of their predicament. They are preparing to go to other places to take refuge. After the meeting ended, Qin Yun still did not come out. Other sect masters also decided to go back to gather resources and prepare to go to Xian Domain's 100 Pagoda sect. At that time, they will deal with the Ghost Beast Overlord and then build the Starry Sky Road together. When Qin Yun came out, only Golden Sun Sect, River Sun Palace, as well as Medicine King Chu's group are here. As soon as Qin Yun entered the reception hall, those people immediately stood up and politely greeted Qin Yun. Venerable Master Qin, I was blind before and looked down on you. I hope you can forgive me. Medicine King Chu is the first to walk over and very sincerely apologize. Then he ordered his disciples to bow and apologize to Qin Yun. Then River Sun Palace Master and Medicine Master Shui walked over and apologized to Qin Yun. Of course, no matter how much they say, it is all empty words. Gifts are the key to show their sincerity. Qin Yun received 2 storage pouches. There are 50 king-quality Regent Origin stones in each pouch. This is 100 king-quality Regent Origin stones. In total, they are very sincere. Therefore, Qin Yun accepted their apologies with a smile. Because I was too engrossed in crafting talismans, I forgot the time. How is the meeting going? Qin Yun asked. We have already decided to leave for Xian Domain. Golden Sun Sect Master said with a smile. Venerable Master Qin, how many talismans do you have in total? Especially Mysterious Penetration Dao Talisman and 9 Condensation Dao Talisman. They are very useful. River Sun Palace Master walked over and, somewhat anxiously, said, Venerable Master Qin, can you let us have the 9 Condensation Dao Talisman first? Make an offer. When Qin Yun came out, Jin Xuanhu reminded him that River Sun Palace is overflowing with wealth because they can refine longevity jade nectar, so they must ruthlessly ask for an exorbitant price. River Sun Palace Master, 9 Condensation Dao Talisman is very expensive. Moreover, the process of crafting it is very difficult. Your River Sun Palace has a lot of medicinal ingredients. The number of Dao Talismans you need is also very high. How about this? I will use the runes of the 9 Condensation Dao Talisman to make a great formation for you. This way, no matter where you are, you will be able to grow those medicinal ingredients. As for how to trade, we will discuss it in private later. Qin Yun said with a smile. Seeing the smile on Qin Yun's face, Sulun knows what private discussion means. He, Sulun, has already been swindled by Qin Yun. Very good. River Sun Palace Master now relaxed a lot. He is already prepared to be swindled by Qin Yun. Golden Sun Sect Master said with a smile, Venerable Master Qin, we have many younger generation in our sect. We need a lot of Regent Origin stones. If we have Mysterious Penetration Dao Talisman, we will be able to obtain Regent Origin Stones very quickly. 2 best quality Regent Origin Stones for 1 mysterious penetration Dao talisman. I don't have many at the moment. If you want a lot, you can place an order in advance. Qin Yun said with smile. Here are 1,000 best quality Regent Origin Stones. I will place 500 without any soul contract. I trust you. Golden Sun Sect Master laughed heartily and handed over a storage pouch to Qin Yun. Golden Sun Sect is also overflowing with wealth. Su Luan is very happy in his heart because the mysterious penetration Dao talisman he bought before was 1 best quality Regent Origin Stone. It is a lot cheaper. Venerable Master Qin, I will return to the Crystal Dragon Boat first. We will discuss the formation at that time. River Sun Palace Master said, and then gave Qin Yun an item that will allow him to find the location of the Crystal Dragon Boat. Just as River Sun Palace Master is about to leave, Su Luan said, Venerable Master Qin, there is no crack on the Heavenly Mountain's inner core. River Sun Palace Master and others stopped their footsteps after hearing this. They want to hear what Qin Yun has to say. Xiao Yuanmei said, the inner core repaired the crack on its own. Flame Sun Sect Master said with frown. To be honest, I find it very hard to believe that Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain has been destroyed without any rhyme or reason. Xiao Yuanmei looked at Golden Sun Sect Master and River Sun Palace Master and said again, my guess is that it is not only Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain that has been destroyed, other heavenly mountains will also be destroyed. This is mainly related to the sun that fell. Your heavenly mountain's inner core is the core of some formidable star. Then, through a special method, it connects with 9 suns and absorbs the power of 9 suns to maintain its stability. This way, it can continuously provide great amount of 9 suns power for your heavenly mountain to absorb. Now, after a sun fell, the inner core that has survived for countless years by relying on 9 suns has lost its stability. It will collapse and explode at any time. River Sun Palace Master and Golden Sun Sect Master's expression greatly changed hearing this. Now, it is their heavenly mountain's turn. They're just like Flame Sun Sect Master. They don't believe that their heavenly mountain will explode. Jin Xuanhu also yelled, Little Great Ant, is this true? Don't scare us. I have many good treasures hidden in Gold Sun Island. Jin, he is scared. He hastily sent sound transmission to his friends, telling them to quickly leave Gold Sun Island. Medicine King Chu and his disciples are looking at the sect masters and elders in amazement. They are frantically sending out sound transmission to arrange for people to leave. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.